Randy McCoy, along with David Haas, and we will be bringing all of the Poudre School District varsity football games.
We're out. It's too loud. Okay. That's a part of the with Austin Sprayberry assisting us this year and being in a technical. And he said we were pretty loud that way, so we give ourselves a look. And up here in a press box, which is more aptly called a sweat box this time of year, we've got the limitations on how we can deal with each other and the equipment. So bear with us. We're here to make sure these kids get all the attention they can get, and we will start here just in a few minutes at French Field.
Junior, Nicole Salmola. Number 12. Number 25, also a senior, Jake Horner. Number 26, senior, Nigel Kelly.
Up in that corner? When I came, Marty and all them were saying, if I see Marty, no, Marty. Well, I came with you.
Number 16, sophomore Evan Perry. Number 70, junior Ben Sauper. Number 72, senior Curtis Cleverly. Number 71, also a senior, Austin Pelakowski. And number 85, senior, Colin Arquette.
Oh, high school parents are booing me? No, it was the kids. High school kids are booing me even worse. Was it for a fossil game? Yeah. Beat us one time.
I didn't care. It was just funny. We're all walking out. I was like, Will, I think we're going to get shit thrown at us. You do it, dude. It's so tight. We're walking out. One of the fossils was like, Hooters here? Fucking Hooters here.
And the starters for the Fossil Ridge defense.
We're like, all right, we're leaving.
Number 20, junior Josh Bissett.
I forgot who they were playing.
Number 24, also a junior, Andrew Sprayberry. Number 33, junior, Joey Campaign. Number 42, junior, Zach Boyer. Number 46, senior, Caleb Asler.
14 to 5?
Number 48, senior, Andrew Weismer.
But you can be 14 to 5. Yeah.
Number 58, junior, James
Real,
Saunders.
Illinois State and Ball
61,
State.
junior, Tucker
There
Williams.
could be a safety. Over snap on a
Number
punt.
68, senior,
You're
John
taught to kick it out of the end zone.
Mazzatani. 75, junior, Logan Green.
Was it bad to see us who practiced that last week?
Number 90, sophomore Griffin West. It looks like I missed a senior starter on the offensive end, number 8.
With the SaberCats now back in their locker room waiting pregame introductions. We're hearing a few over the loudspeakers now, Randy, and quickly we'll see how Westminster, they'll go in pretty soon too, even though the game's starting a little bit late. That's still going to be an abbreviated warm-up for them as a team.
Yeah, we want to welcome any viewers from Westminster High School. We sent an email to the coach to let the fans and Booster Club know that this would be on air tonight. So we want to welcome you. We know it's hard on a Thursday night to get down.
When a 6 o'clock kickoff.
6 o'clock kickoff, it'd be tough to get down here and watch, but I'm sure there'll be more fans as the game goes along.
Because a lot of times in the shot, you'll be able to look across the way and you'll see how empty those bleachers are. Right now, I can actually do an account, and I see nine fans on the east side. So that's testament, not that they don't want to follow their kid, just how hard it is to get away.
Yeah, it is.
And there'll probably be more people driving up and just arriving. We still see people walking up, but Thursday night games are tough on a family. And there's a rare family that only has one kid doing one thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
We know that.
So we good, guys?
Is that better? Good? Yeah. Okay, good.
Are we on? Are we live right now?
So once again, back here at French Field, thanks to Poudre School District and Play On Sports with the National Federation of High Schools combination, CHASA this year, Randy, let's just talk about the changes. We've used other platforms, but we're excited about what Play On Sports is going to do now and how the changes are for this as just a way for people to watch these games.
Well, they've partnered with a lot of the high school associations across the country, and CHASA was one of the associations came with Play on Sports. So we're excited for that tonight.
Very much early in the game too, as we've learned how that goes back and forth. But we're going to see a change in everything you'll be able to see on screen. We'll be able to put up graphics. We'll talk about starters. We'll have a chance to see those kids' names up on the screen. We're going to try to bring this as close to what you watch on Saturday or Sunday, but the local version of such.
Westminster is still warming up out there, so we're waiting just a little bit, about 6 minutes till game time.
Surprisingly, we don't have anybody here tonight for a band for either school, but that's a little tough to follow if you're going to be Westminster. Obviously, as we said before, Fossil Ridge is the bands sometimes travel, sometimes they don't. So it's we don't know till game time, folks. But we look at this game tonight. It's an important one to start. You've only got basically 4 non-conference games. And this is where you make your bones early in the season. If you get out of the gate, that gets the season going downhill, so to speak, and a very big one for both teams here. Fossil Ridge in their history has never won their first game of the season, which is really an amazing feat with all the athletes they've had and as they've come through the size of classifications, now arriving at 5A the last 3 years. Also, Westminster made the playoffs a few years ago, but their overall record for the last 10 years has had 1 season with a winning record, and so playing good competition down there too. There are certainly haves and more haves, not so much the have-nots, but some have more, and that is never more apparent in high school football.
And both these teams would see tonight as a winnable game for both programs.
They should. You know what? And right now everybody's undefeated.
Yep.
Everybody should be looking at a way to make themselves get that first game of the year in, get that victory. There's not much better than a bus ride home with a win. And if you're Westminster tonight, that's where you want to start it. Teams that play up and down the Interstate I-25, it's a little tougher up here. The only 4 or 5A schools this far north. And the debate this year is how many of the schools in Fort Collins Public School District the Poudre School District will actually stay that way. There's a lot of talk that Collins will probably drop down to 4A next year. And if we're looking at the type of ball, it doesn't really matter so much if, the size. Collins had great history even despite their size and enrollment. But right now we're going to bring you the national anthem.
Live from French Field in Fort Collins, Colorado, high school football tonight. We have Westminster Wolves visiting the Fossil Ridge Sabercats here on a steamy Thursday night in Fort Collins, Colorado. Want to thank our new sponsors, the U.S. Marines and First Bank. And also tonight we have a new network that we're on, the National Federation of High School Network, and also Play on Sports. So my name's Randy McCoy. Along with David Haas, we'll be bringing you the play-by-play action tonight. And David, we look at this. We're starting a little late tonight for this game, but as we have been talking, if people had been with us a little earlier, this is a winnable game for both programs.
Yeah, and the importance of that first game of the year is hard to overlook. We met with Coach Vecchio already this week, and he has said that he's never started, and actually Fossil Ridge hasn't either, with a win in the first game of the year. So a competitive bunch of kids, and had a lot of hard luck games last year. The 2 or 3 of the games they actually lost were within a score.
Yes.
So the near misses by several schools in town, but you know what? They still are misses, and they want to get over that hump and get themselves that way. Westminster, on the other hand, had 3, 4, 5 win seasons, but they've not had but one winning season in the last 10. And we see our captains now coming out from the Fossil Ridge side, which is a bit of a story, and part of the heartache of sports, as Kurt Gowdy used to say, that it does happen and it's real. But Zach Brost, a senior captain, number 47, in a scrimmage last week against Fairview, injured his knee and is most likely not going to be able to return this season with an ACL injury. And you wish a kid every kid to have their chance. And
that's tough. That's a tough deal on your senior season.
Yeah, and the coaches couldn't say enough good things about Zach, as not only the quality of the kid he is as a competitor and athlete, but also the type of leader he's been, and that's why they made him a captain. So also out there tonight as captains, number 22 is Liam Finnegan, a senior wide receiver. Number 72, Curtis Cleverly, another senior at tackle, and number 46. And I'm looking through my thumbnail here. I got to go all the way down. That's Caleb Asler. I should have known that too. There, that's exactly right. That's Caleb, who will both be both sides of the ball. Caleb's also a multi-sport athlete, good sprinter on the Fossil Ridge track team. So we'll see him at linebacker playing tonight, and he's a kid that gets around the ball quite a lot for the SaberCats.
Talk a little bit about the change in offense. Last year, Fossil Ridge had a lot of 30-second drives, and they scored some points, but also at times passed themselves out of games too. So.
Well, when you go for a higher risk, even as good as the quarterback, they had a single year quarterback for the third year in a row for Coach Vecchio, and his comments were it's nice to have somebody that talented, but he's looking forward for Samela this year to Mitch Samela to be his quarterback for a couple of years, and that is a big deal. You get a chance then to grow with him and let that play evolve, but it's not going to be the the shootout type of ball we've seen the last couple of years. It's going to be a run-oriented, dominated. You got Ryan Jones, big, strong running backs like Ryan Jones and
Jake Horner.
Jake Horner back there, and Fossil Ridge actually is going to really try to platoon. I wouldn't be surprised later in the year we see Asler back on that side of the ball to get some carries too, as a very good multi-dimensional athlete on the football team. But defensively is where Coach Vecchio is really hanging his hat this year.
And then for Westminster, their fine running back who had 1,200 yards, Ryan Belliard. Bellardi, I mean.
Yep, he's one of the captains.
I'm thinking a baseball player, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Bellardi.
Yep.
I apologize to the Bellardi family if I mess that up.
Well, either way, we know he's a good player.
Times.
Yeah. We already know he's a very good player. He's one of the leading tacklers. He plays strong safety. I was talking to Josh, one of the defensive assistants for the Westminster Wolves earlier for Coach Dennison's staff, and Bellardi is the kind of kid he wants to. They'll wear him out. He's going to play the whole game. He's not a big kid, but he's an very talented kid, very physical kid, and we'll see how he handles the heat too. It's sometimes if you get hit enough, you see the size of the heart in somebody that's bigger than their actual physical size. The other kids that are going to be out there tonight watching for Westminster, we'll see quite a few kids on the field, and we'll try to get these numbers and names. But the quarterback starting tonight is number 10, Jake Walklett. Running backs are Alfred Ramos, number 27, along with Ryan Bellardi, number 28. Fullback is Nick Etchels, and they do basically what's called a double wing, single fullback type style. So it's going to be, we're not going to see a lot of passes today. It's going to be a very ground and pound type style of offense, and a lot of inside traps, a lot of runs back and forth that you got to stay home. You got to be disciplined as a defense.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who can break one, if anybody has that, that runner who can break.
Well, we know Bellardi can.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, he can. He's going to be a speed back for him. He's not going to be big of the type of backs where you got first-year starter in Ryan Jones, who was a good, promising quarterback. He was going to have a very good chance to be the quarterback this year for Fossil, and really hurt his arm playing baseball. But being a good athlete, he's able to go over and play at another position, and Coach Vecchio's using him. Just to quickly, some of the other starters now for Westminster at guard, returning starter Joe Polisol. He's also starting linebacker. Center is Marcus Godinez, number 53. Right corner is, I want to make sure I get to the right kids here. Okay, another guard is Christian Wood, number 57. Tackles, there's number 71, Victor Vasquez, and number 77, Fabian Thill. Tight end is Alex Martinez, number 89. defensively for the Westminster Wolves. Number 90 is defensive end. That's Fernando Hernandez, but everybody calls him Big Fern. So I've got that we can get that in tonight. I think that's pretty good. Jordan Rios, number 56, is a D tackle. Linebackers, as I said before, is Polisol, and then Cody Hyatt, number 55, is a junior, another linebacker. The nose tackle is Jose Torres, number 35, is not a big kid, but very active in the middle, the coaches told me. Outside linebacker is also the starting fullback, Nick Etchells, number 32. Strong safety and free safety are Ramos and Bilardi, as we talked about before, the two running backs. And then corner David Thompson, number 22, is a sophomore. Outside linebacker, number 20, Jordan Tafoya. And the other corner is Jeff Kazar, and he's number 7, a sophomore. So there's some youth in that secondary. You got 2 seniors as your safeties. Both corners are true sophomores. I shouldn't say true sophomores. You can't redshirt in high school.
No.
I still got college on the brain. They're kicking off everything tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, Westminster is down there with Thornton and Broomfield, and, there's a lot of high schools really close together down there. So, there's they spread out the talent a lot, and we've talked about that even here in Fort Collins. Is you wonder if there's enough talent to field 4 or 5A good football teams. And,
and if you look at the records the last few years, no. I mean, the last time we've had a couple of good runs. Collins several years ago with Sam Seaton and Philip Welch, the outstanding kicker that went to Wisconsin, holds a lot of their records. They made the state, I believe, finals that year. Rocky Mountain made the Final 8 a couple years ago with Brian Peters and Jake Stewart, 2 D1 athletes. So there are those possibilities here, but it is getting tougher as you start seeing the competition just for the athletes, too, themselves. You're starting to see a lot more lacrosse kids. These numbers are down overall, in football across the country, not dramatically, but the kids give it a lot of things to do.
Well, and we got a big game tomorrow night, too, here on our broadcast.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
You'll get to see, really, the dichotomy of 2 programs with
Perennial
Fort Collins
Power and Columbine coming up to play Fort Collins. You're exactly right.
Columbine will have however many kids.
They'll have 75, 80 kids out there.
Over 200 pounds.
Exactly.
Fort Collins, so we'll get to experience that tomorrow night. But tonight we've got kicking things off here with Westminster, Fossil Ridge.
Number 8, the kicker for Fossil Ridge is out there. They're going to kick off going from left to right on your screen, which is north to south. And Josh Crane's the kicker, the kickoff specialist. I think we'll see Cole Crosset out there sometime to do tonight on PATs or field goals. Coach Vecchio said he likes both of them. Both have strong legs and have done well. Back deep for the starting running backs, Ryan Bilardi. And the other one, I can't think. I'm trying to see if that's the other running back there. It looks like might be David Thompson. But either way, the kick is off by Crane. Deep kick, and it's going to make the end zone, which is an automatic touchback now in high school. Has been for the last couple of years. And, Randy, one thing we haven't talked about, we will see the phrase targeting and intent. Because tackling this year, if you're hitting above the head, that's going to be different. You're going to see a lot of flags this year. They're trying to make the sport a little safer. The head hunting is kind of a thing of the past. So now.
That kind of goes back to your era, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You were a defensive back, weren't you?
Yeah, back in the day. Well, that was the only way you could make your presence known.
That's the only way you can make your
all you ever see is DBs getting beat. That's the only time you really ever show up is you're chasing somebody.
I was watching Brian Dawkins on ESPN the other day talking about that. So
yeah, it's a different game. So Walklett comes out now. 2 backs behind him and a single tight left. Give to Bilardi, go on the right side. Breaks to the outside. He's got open running field downside the 40, past the 40, up to midfield. Going to get knocked out right at the end at almost the 41-yard line. So a gain of about 30 yards on the first play on a nice little sweep play by the Wolves.
There you go. There's your returning running back. Ran 1,200 yards. You could see the confidence in the way he ran.
He stayed right on his guard tip. And one thing about it, too, Randy, when he takes that short handoff, he's not a big kid. You can't see him. He made that corner. He saw a very good explosion there. He took off around the corner and did a good job to get outside.
Do we have the weights on?
No, we don't have weights on there.
But he can't be much over 150.
No, I wouldn't give him that, barely. Exactly right. So 1st and 10 now on the 41-yard line of Fossil Ridge. Quick inside give to Etchells up the fullback. Nice job underneath there by the defensive lineman coming up. And actually that looks like Caleb Asler got to the keyed his fullback and read that and got his legs right away.
And that's the kind of defense that you're not used to seeing at Fossil Ridge. So that's a good sign to see them stop that run up the middle. But they've been burned on the outside for a few years now, so they're going to have to stop.
And actually, that was Blaismer. That was Andrew Blaismer, the strong side linebacker. So I had that wrong, but nice read either way. Good sure tackle, and then he had the rest of his friends got to the party. We'll get the Fossil Ridge defense starters up there to you pretty soon. Fake up in the air, pitch, turn in the inside, nice little give.
Nice tackle by 13.
Yeah, there's good cross coming there, and Baxter Durbin, the strong safety, came across and saved a long run. So it keeps it down to a manageable 3rd and 5 if you're the Fossil defense, the 3rd and a long 4 maybe. Ball right on the 35-yard line. First opening drive of the season now, Westminster Wolves. Crucial play coming up here. Don't know if they got a returning place kicker with that kind of leg, but you got to think they're in 4-down territory here, especially for a running team.
Well, and you've got that number 28. He's going to be able to
Yeah,
run
you got to wonder how many times he's going to get the ball. And Bilardi goes in motion, but there's a whistle. Play stopped. And it was a give straight up the middle to Etchels again. And Bilardi's one of those players, too. You got to count for him every play. So
every time.
His drifting motion there. Either way, though, it's a 5 against, a little procedure penalty on Westminster, so that knocks it back. So instead of 3rd and a long 4, it's definitely going to be a long, tougher 3rd down to manage if you're Waukelet, the young quarterback.
That's a big break for Fossil Ridge. That could keep them to where they could make them punt now, as opposed to going for it on 4th down.
Exactly right. So you make 3rd and 9, 4th and 8 or 9 is awful much of a risk. So a quick inside give, a little sweep to Belliardi, gets around the corner though and picks up about 7, maybe 8 of those yards with a good little lean at the end.
So they'll go for that.
I would imagine with a 4th and a short 3, long 2, however you want to call it. Look at the sticks across the field. They've got to make it just basically to get the ball on the 30-yard line, and they'll have a 1st down. And no hesitation from the sideline. Here comes the play in. That's number 80 bringing the play in for Westminster, and that's Brian Hogan, sophomore wide receiver. So big play right off the bat, Randy.
This would be a great confidence booster if Fossil Ridge can stop them here.
Heavy up front there. Give to Etchels, the fullback. He's going to get tackled. Goes a little bit wide, but is going to make the 1st down. Nice job coming up and making that tackle. Was number 42 for the SaberCats. And he just got him around the ankles, but couldn't with Zach Fryer. But he couldn't hold him down quick enough to the starting right corner, making that tackle. So Foyer stopped the long game, but not the 1st down.
Again, folks, if you came looking for a passing attack game tonight, you're probably not going to see it.
Nope, this is going to be old school rock'em sock'em football. It's going to be between the tackles. Fossil Ridge plays a 34-35 right now. They've got 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Quick fake out there. Bilardi breaks into the open, makes the corner, missed the tackle, and is going to walk into the end zone pretty easily. So right there, we talked about staying at home, playing disciplined defense. Nice job on the inside trap, pulling the backside lineman that time, and Bilardi just stayed on the hip of that. I don't think the safeties ever saw him, and it's a touchdown, 6 points for Westminster.
Well, he juked the outside guy, too, pretty good, and it was one juke, and he was gone. Nobody was going to catch him.
Yeah, made
Very
the second level.
impressive drive, really, by Bilardi. I mean, he ran the ball 4 times probably for
a good 45, maybe 50 of those yards. So not going to go for a PAT. It's going to be on the ground. An extra point try for 2, so the ball's going to be snapped to 2. Waukelet's up under their option to the right, gives to Etchels. He's going to power his way into the end zone, but I think he's going to, we're going to find out, but there's the official on the far sideline giving the yes, he did make it the end zone. Etchels is a big kid.
He is, and he kept his feet moving, and finally was rewarded with
when you play till the whistle.
Extra point. Yep, you do.
Every sport you play, if you give up, that's going to let somebody else get to you. So a tough start for the Fossil Ridge SaberCats. The opening drive taking 80 yards, all on the ground, despite 1 penalty, making a 3rd and long. The Westminster Wolves were able to take advantage of strong running by Bilardi, good blocking up front, and execution to get a score.
And Coach Vecchio can't be pleased with coming out that very first time. One of the things that they've really tried to improve this year is their defense. So,
and he thought they handled Fairview pretty well down there when they shut them down. I mean, Fairview's got one of the best scoring offenses in the state this year and one of the top quarterback recruits in this region. So you can discount a little bit of that, but they didn't run the ball quite so well. But here's a team dedicated to running, so it's going to be a chance to answer now for the SaberCats. Lining up to kick, and you got to love this. This is high school at its best. Gerardo Rodriguez, number 75, a sophomore, goes back to kick. It looks like he's going to be straight on kicker. He's going to just thump that melon, and here we go. Back deep. We've got Ryan Jones going to come up and take the opening kickoff, takes the ball at the 15, breaks it up the right side, looks to cut, makes one cut. One guy missed, still on his feet. Ryan Jones, great effort taking the ball across the 30 to 33-yard line, so nice return for the SaberCats.
And he had some room there. If he could have got his feet going just a little bit quicker, he might have been able to bust through that. But nice.
Now you see why he did. First time he's getting up now, and he's limping pretty good, so hopefully Ryan's okay. as a starting running back, you don't want them out in the first play. But that was a good return, gives nice field position, 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the SaberCats.
And the SaberCats have a new quarterback this year, Mitch Samela, a junior. So.
And we'll probably butcher his name, Mitch. We'll call him Mitch more often than not. But right now, Coach is very excited about this junior quarterback and the type of run. So to prove us liars right off the bat, single back, 2 wideouts both sides. SaberCats come back looking to pass, taking it right down court, lofted the pass down the sideline. Kravic almost gets up to it. Nice pass on the outside, but actually very good coverage that time by Westminster. Number 22, David Thompson, the left corner, that sophomore we were talking about, had great spot underneath coverage there.
Well, you know, Nick Kravic is a really, really good athlete, and they thought they might be able to catch somebody sleeping with and let him run by him, but they were there with him, and so.
Kravic had about a half a stride, but that's a perfect pass, but very good coverage. You got to like a corner that stays underneath like that in the press coverage. So 2 wideouts, 2 backs, single back behind, give the ball to Horner, breaks it up the middle. Nice tackle, though, comes up that time, and I think that was Bilardi making a pretty good tackle after about a 6-yard game, 5-yard game for the SaberCats.
I think Bilardi's a football player, don't you?
Yeah, he's got it doesn't matter how much he weighs, it's all football player. You're exactly right. So 3rd and 4, a long 4 for the SaberCats here. Hopefully their chance to convert and keep this drive alive. Shotgun snap now to the right. Back to the handoff to Horner. Wide open, nice hole up the middle. Going to be a first down by the mark on the umpire there. So nice job on the right side of the line for the SaberCats. And we should talk about those guys up front because, as Keith Jackson always said, the big uglies deserve their attention too.
And Jake Horner's played some varsity last year, so he's not he's got some varsity experience. But you have a lot of people, especially on the offensive line.
And we'll get those names and those numbers out right here in a second because they're returning just very few starters on that offense. So once again, 1st and 10 for the SaberCats on the 44-yard line, going to the south. Play up the middle of the time, and I think the Wolves are pretty much ready for that. The deep, basically an eye handoff on an isolation play. But up front, let's give credit to those guys that are blocking so well so far. 60, Evan Perry is a sophomore. He's the center. Guards are number 50, Ben Carmack and Ben Stauffer, both juniors. Tackles, 72, Curtis Cleverly, senior. 78, Austin Pelachowski, another senior. Tight end, Colin Aquat, is number 85. Kravic, Finnegan, and Tilley, as we said before, are going to be out there quite a lot as the wideouts for them. So 2nd and 9 for the SaberCats, just short of midfield. Quick pass up the middle, grab now, nice pass to Aquat, right down the great pass, still on his feet, shook off 2 hard tackles, both the safeties from Westminster pasting him. But what I liked about that most, Randy, is Salmela just ducked down, made his fake, stood up, and delivered a strike right in stride, and Aquat took it off and right down the middle of the field.
And it was a lower risk pass. It was a legitimate formation, legitimate pass on that. It wasn't just
right between the safeties, split the linebackers on the run fake. Back again now, the ball to Horner. Drives up the middle, is going to get a short 2 or 3. But going back to that last play, I like how they're doing that because you feed that ISO 4 or 5 times, and the linebackers start edging up. They get on their toes, and Aquat ran right by him.
And you run by him, and that's what they did. So much more balance already, as we can see in the Fossil Ridge offense.
I'd hate to say it, but Ryan Jones is still down on the sidelines. Looks like trainers are looking at his ankle still, and hopefully he gets back in the game, but he's not in for this series. So 2nd down and about 7 or short 8 for the SaberCats. Quick run fake, ball out in the middle, tossed out to Horner, wide open, breaks 1 tackle, has a chance to go down the sideline, is tackled by the Westminster defensive backs down at about the 13-yard line. Nice play for the SaberCats. 2 on the run, but mostly the 2 big pass plays.
But the run set both those passes
You're
up.
Exactly right. And both times that was a running back coming out of the backfield, and Horner just going through after the fake, and that's basically he's leaving the linebackers behind. Westminster's linebackers are up on the line of scrimmage. He breaks outside. They can't turn and run that fast. That's just a tough thing to cover, and you got to really read your keys, which is tough first time of the year. So 1st down on the 14-yard line, handoff to Horner, straight isolation play off the right side there. Nice drive by the line for the SaberCats. Good job up front.
Number 26 is playing for Ryan Jones. I was trying to get his number.
Well, Nigel Tilley's number 26 as a receiver. So
okay.
They've moved him back in, but I see 25 out there, and 22 is the other receiver. That's Liam Finnegan. So they're outside. They're going to be our play shuttles, but you've got Horner there, single back right now, double tight end. Under center this time is Salmala. And a timeout is going to be taken on the field. And the SaberCats are going to take their first time out of the half. So Probably a little bit of just a let's talk about it. We're down here. Let's get our heads in there. You know, you get a little bit of a pitch going as a young athlete, and you don't want to see a mistake right here. I think that's a good timeout by Coach Vecchio.
Yeah, and you know, it's the first game of the year. They want to make sure they at least get 3 out of this, but they're looking touchdown right now. You got a 2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line.
Well,
Very impressive start offensively for both teams, really, but 5:58 left here in the first quarter, and Westminster ahead 8-0 right now.
So they took the opening drive, the opening kick, and took it 80 yards, all of it on the ground, and despite overcoming a one penalty that made a long third down, was able to make that first down, and Bellardi scored from about 25 yards out. So right now the SaberCats have done a nice job answering. Some solid running between the tackles, but most notably, as you said, those runs have added up to the fakes, and both Aquat and Horner coming out of the backfield have made 2 big catches to really lengthen this drive out. So straight I formation. Samala underneath center there. Taps, get the motion. Finning is going to go across the formation, right side to left. Man defense, you can see Horner takes the ball, the I formation deep to the right side. Short gain to the right side, favoring that right side of that line right now, and trying to make sure that they keep good possession. I mean, you know, Horner is going to be the horse this year, and he's going to be the kid that they're going to try to really work all the way through it. So Kravik back in the game, and Tilley back in the game right now for the SaberCats, so it'll be a single back formation again. So when we see running backs come out, we know we got more trips down to the right side, split far to the left. Quick fake, little pick play in the middle. Fortunate that time, though, is knocked down for the Westminster. Almost had a pick on the defensive end there, stepped up and read the play nicely, knowing that he had trips down here the right side, 3 receivers on a bunch play, and try to probably run. Basically, you always want to see a pick play. If you're a defensive back, that's what you hate to see because you're in no man's land. But it's a great offensive scheme. So out comes Cole Crossett, the 2 freshmen, successful kicker for the Kennard undefeated Mustangs last year.
Very slow developing play on that.
Yeah,
last
it was.
One. They didn't look like they had their heart in that one.
Yeah, well, and the quarterback, that's a first start look there too. He kind of stared it down just a little bit, and whoever got that hand on it for Westminster saw it. So kick is up. It's got tipped to the line of scrimmage, and a lot of rotation, not much distance, but it carried over the crossbars. So it looks like a line drive in the book. So congratulations, Cole Crossett. You scored the first points of the year for the SaberCats as a freshman.
So both teams come down and have pretty good drives and get some points. So both coaches have to be pretty happy with that situation. So at the end of, or not the end of the quarter, but with 5:16 left in the first quarter, the Wolves from Westminster 8, SaberCats from Fossil Ridge 3, and so now Westminster will be kicking off. So I want to thank our new sponsors this year, the U.S. Marines and First Bank of Colorado.
Well, when you think about Marines, it makes me think right away of the kickoff squad.
Yep.
You know, the few, the proud, well, that's the guys out there, and that's R1, R2, 3, and 4, and guys L1, 2, 3, and 4. They're going to storm a beach just like a Marine does. They're going to run down with their hair on fire, try to make a play on the far side of the field, and don't ask why. So Crane's kickoff is once again going to settle down right in the middle. This is going to be taken right on the 2-yard line by Westminster. Good coverage coming down the middle. A nice job by the SaberCats. If you see this play and you can back it up, Randy, all the spacing was nicely done that time. No real gaps that time for the return for Westminster, and that was number 22 out there. Get that return was David Thompson.
Well, and Coach Vecchio talked a little bit about he's got a much more balanced team this year. He's doesn't necessarily have that one superstar, but he's got a lot of really good football players, and so you would see that probably in your special teams play and different things. So first down now.
And we're going to get that starting defense now after this play for the Fossil Ridge. 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line, or just barely across the 20-yard, short of the 20, excuse me. Single wing to the right, back, fake give to the running back around the outside. Makes a couple of people miss, bounces it out, but a nice job of stringing along by the linebackers for Fossil Ridge. Getting up off the bottom of that pile. About 4 or 5 yards, though, still in the play, and that's the difference when you're handing the ball off close to the line of scrimmage versus an I formation, handing it back about 5 yards deep. So it's going to be up a 2nd and a long 5 for the Wolves. Starting tonight at corners are Baxter Durbin, at safety, and Josh Visay, the junior. Durbin's a senior. Corners are Andrew Sprayberry, number 24, and Zach Fryer, number 42. We'll get the rest of the SaberCat starters in just a second. Here comes the play. The snap. Give right up the middle. Etchel's the fullback. Met. Strong pop. It slides off the tackle and still picks up 3 or 4 hard yards. So the SaberCats are doing a good job, but you got to key on that fullback, and you can't take him by the ankles very much. You're going to give away too many yards. Brings up 3rd and short.
And Ramos is playing tailback right now, so I don't know if there's something wrong with Bilardi, or did he just come back in?
Somehow I think we'll hear his name again.
27.
Yeah, he's on the right wing right now.
They play him all over the place.
Yeah, it's double wing formation right now. You see the wings sitting there. Bilardi's in motion. Give back up to Eccles, though. Nice job of coming forward there. So the basically a blitz call that time. Number 46, Caleb Asler, comes up and makes a solid tackle on Etchels. Brings up 4th. A short loss in the play is going to force a punt by Westminster. So nice job.
Great job by Fossil Ridge defense, and that's what Coach Vecchio is looking forward to. Is
and that was dropping back now for the SaberCats. Number 24, junior cornerback Andrew Sprayberry waits for the punt. Deep standard punt formation set up by Westminster now. Is going to take the snap and kick it probably just across 15. A bouncing ball, though. Nice job by the punter just to get a punt off. You got to stay away from this one if you're a SaberCat. Ball's taking a huge bounce if you're a fan of the Westminster Wolves, because that ball didn't make the 35 on the punt. Basically, that's the fear in the eyes of a punter when that ball comes dribbling back.
Well, I tell you that they're very, very fortunate that didn't get blocked. And
there wasn't a block call on that one. It was a complete return call. So the offense for the SaberCats comes back on the field. Fortunately, there was a bit of a break there, but it's a short field for them now, right at midfield, going to get the ball at their own 47-yard line. And first snap here, we'll have to see if they go back to that ground and pound with Asler. Back there's a single setback next to Salmella.
Kravik out to the right, split.
2 wides and slot to the top. Option is right now. Salmella cuts it upfield. Big hole down the middle. Takes a look. Gain of about 14 yards on the first snap. Option right. Nice read by the quarterback, ducking it up underneath.
And that's a whole different look there too. So that's a nice variety so far for the SaberCats.
So ball all the way down across the midfield, now down just short of the 41-yard line, going in for the SaberCats. Good chance to get a score before the quarter's over with 2:58 left here in the opening quarter. Option left this time. Salmella pulled that back in. You could tell he really wasn't looking to pitch that ball with his left hand. If that's a strong hand or not, he's a right-handed thrower, but if he just saw that read really quickly, that end come across, he makes a pitch out there. Horner had nobody out there to follow him.
2:40 left in the first quarter. Westminster up 8-3 over Fossil Ridge. Randy McCoy here along with David Haas on the call here on the NFHS network. And
powered by Play On.
Yes, our new network this year.
Austin Spraybear is our technical director. Thanks, Austin, for joining us this year. And Taylor Rudd on camera. Shotgun snap back to Salmella. Right up the middle goes Horner. Finds Bilardi. Stays down there and upends him a little bit. But nice safe tackle from the safety spot by Bilardi. But you don't want your safety making tackles on I formation. Drives right up the middle if you're Westminster. Nice job by the interior of the line again by the SaberCats.
You see some of those bad NFL teams where the safety was the leading tackler. It's like, what does that tell you?
Well, and that's the giveaway there. Bilardi is going to give up probably 40, 45 pounds at least to Horner, and that's not going to be a physical battle he wants to take on often. So quickly, same snap, play to the right side again, second level before contact's made.
First down.
First down by the SaberCats, so gain of about 9 yards that way, the hard way, but once again to the right side with that fullback leaning and staying to the strong side of the formation. So I look again, Randy, pretty soon to see if we'll see that fake up the middle and let that lead back sneak out in the flat again.
Well, there's been some pretty good quarterbacks that use the fake up the middle and go long, huh?
Well, you get those linebackers stepping up. They know they got to honor the run, and that's the quarterback's best weapon is a good running game. So back under center, full I formation, give the ball back to Horner. That time swarmed underneath and a short gain, but a nice job by the Westminster defense as a group there. There's when you only see about 2 players standing up and everybody else in the pile, that everybody got to the party.
So you'd be looking for some play action here in a minute, huh?
I would think right now is a good time to do it if you're, if Westminster.
Second and
9, don't need to get greedy. I think you got to consider it 4-down territory. You're at home. It's opening game. Shotgun formation. He is driving back there. Inside screen, throwing to Kravik up the middle. A lot of room to make the run. Makes a nice cut by Kravik. Bounced off one tackler to 2. Struggles down. Dropped inside the 10-yard line. But a nice job by the play call at times. We said a little bit of a safe pass for Salmella, the quarterback, and then a chance to make a play. Kravik took the ball, made a cut up the middle, showed his athleticism and that burst of speed he's got as a successful track athlete, and took it first down all the way down to the 13-yard line for the SaberCats.
That play will get called a few more times this year.
Well, and you got a big target like that. That's what helps. Nick's at least 6'3", maybe 6'4" now, and got good hands and will step into the middle there. Power formation again. Horner drive the ball is going to walk into the end zone. You can't tackle Horner up high.
Really good Fossil Ridge crowd tonight, and you hear the crowd as they approve
A nice
the first
patient
touchdown
drive.
of the year.
That's exactly right. Puts him back up on top. So with Cole Crossett out there with the PAT pending, there's 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. Fossil Ridge leads 9-8 over the visiting Westminster Wolves. Snap is down, kick is up, and a much better connection this time. The PAT is good, so Crossett scores, tacks it on. 10-8 SaberCats.
You don't think his heart was... you don't think that freshman kicker's heart wasn't
excited.
pounding that first field goal?
So out there now with a 10-8 lead. Nice drive by the SaberCats to come back. We're nearing the end of the first quarter. Probably only a couple plays left before we change directions here on a nice night. It's cooled down a little bit after a hot day. We had some wind come through, a little rain earlier, but now it's a good night to play football. No worries about getting loosened up here.
And now there's 27 people across the way.
Mm-hmm.
We had 9 earlier, so I think I counted 27 now. So, again, we just want to welcome our Westminster fans that may be catching us tonight, and we're trying to get as many of your student-athletes' names on the air as we can. So we welcome you. Thank you so much for watching our broadcast. This is Randy McCoy along with David Haas here for Poudre School District and also for Play On Sports. And
Josh Crane up again, kicks it. This time a little squib kick. Bellardi takes it over the right side, breaks it back up the middle. Going to make one cut. Good tackle out there. And I've got to get the name right because that wasn't Bellardi. That was actually number 29, another running back. And that was Brandon Dickerson, a sophomore. So good hard run up the middle, good field position right out past the 30-yard line for Westminster.
I was going to say Bellardi gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah, he did.
between.
And I think that's a bit of an admission to how much they're going to use him on offense and defense, too, not to keep him back on kick return. But a decent job. That was just a low line drive kick, so it gets to the returner a lot quicker, not much hang time. And I'm sure Crane's first 2 kicks were more evident of what he does, but that was just a little low.
Coach Vecchio down really inspiring his team down there.
Yeah, he's talking to his offense. Defense back on the field, though, and Bellardi makes 2 or 3 people miss. Still running. He's going to get a first down on a great inside play and just showing his abilities there as a senior running back. Nobody had a square shot on him. He kept his feet moving, didn't he?
He did, and, you know, one of the things Coach Vecchio said is they've been working on is some of the stuff up in the head and in the heart. And, you know, one of the things last year that Fossil Ridge would play a couple of good defensive series, and then they would just break down on 2 or 3 in a row. So they really need to focus here and finish this quarter out strong.
Double wing set, motion there, gives straight to the middle. Etchel's the fullback. He's going to be dragged down after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Nice job on the tackle by number 30 who's in the game. And trying to make sure we got everybody back and forth here as we want to get these starters for Fossil Ridge out there. Number 55 at DN's Brandon Greentree, 68 John Matsutani, number 90 Griffin West, the sophomore. I think that might have been the tackle that time. I didn't get a good look at his number. Zach Foyer, number 42. Caleb Asler, 46, 48 Andrew Blazemer, and then 58 James Saunders at linebackers. Joey Campaign, number 33, along with Baxter Durbin and Josh Fusay back at the safeties.
So at the end of the first quarter, Fossil Ridge is ahead 10-8 over Westminster.
Have you ever noticed how skeptical people are of free? As if the word free automatically means something must be wrong. But what if free really just meant free? Get mobile banking, alerts, and great customer service, and get it free.
Give us a countdown. And we're back here again. The score, Fossil Ridge up 10-8 here in the first quarter. Randy McCoy along with David Hawes, and Westminster with the ball here.
So snapping the ball on their own 45-yard line, walk that looks out over center with a double wing. Etchel's at fullback behind him. Bellardi, the returning 1,000-yard rusher from last year, on his right wing. We've already seen him make several good runs today in the first quarter alone. Quick give to Etchels right up the middle. Big crease in the side there. Good first down run. Amounts for a first down, on 2nd and 6 and gain of about 8. So first down for Westminster. Shows you you're going to be what you are, even though you're down 10-8. Coach Dennison's not changing up what he's going to do, is he?
He's not. And, the thing that just struck me is that was a very well-played first quarter of football for two high school teams that haven't won a lot. And the first game, that was very well played. Both coaches, I would think, would have to be pretty happy with that first quarter.
So 1st and 10, now ball in the 47 of the SaberCats. Walker comes out under center motion, quick motion right, goes back to pass. First pass of the game for Westminster, lobs the ball up in the air, and it's going to be incomplete, a little bit overthrown, and try to do a one-out, just as basically a one-on-one pattern there, trying to see you get the corner to bite, but nice job over there by Zach Fuhrer.
Good timing on that.
Yeah, he did. He came up, and defensive backs are never going to get the break, as my point of view would be, but he had both hands up, made a nice break on the ball, and stayed up in the air right along with the receiver from Westminster. So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. First shot down the field, but that was number 80 out there and I don't have an 80, so that's once more we get the early season jinx on numbers. But a decent pass by Walklett. He just laid it up there for his taller receiver to go get, but good defense broke that up.
So timeout on the field, 11:32 left in the second quarter. Fossil Ridge SaberCats ahead of the Wolves from Westminster 10-8. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, First Bank of Colorado and the U.S. Marines.
We need to give a bit of a shout out to one of our predecessors who's moved out but started this whole process here in Fort Collins in the school district, and Kevin Westhouse, who we could call him the godfather of online broadcasting in this district. We thank him for his efforts, and we are now glad to be carrying on that torch. A nice start up here this season. Like I said, a good first quarter played. There's a first pass attempted by Westminster there on that first down play. So they'll break the huddle and come across and line up right from the sideline from Coach Dennison. And then defensively, the SaberCats are out and ready for them. So ball on the 47-yard line, 2nd and 10. Single back, double wing, split left. Short motion to the right, give back up to the fullback, though. Nice sidestep by Etchels that time. Tell you what, he does carry that ball out there a little bit exposed.
He had it like a loaf of bread, and he almost lost that loaf of bread.
Yeah, you could be Billy Sims and make that look good, but that's a tough thing. And he made a nice cut and sidestepped a couple tackles and got a yard or two out of it, but still brings up 3rd and 7. So a good spot if you're going to be the defense for Fossil Ridge, knowing they've got to get it downfield a bit. Still a 3-man front, 5 linebackers or 5 individuals pretty close to the line of scrimmage, 3 linebackers and a strong safety. Bunch formation once again, short split right, motion. Velarde's going to take the sweep to left, makes one cut. Nice job coming to make tackles. I don't know, depends on the spot. Looks like the far sideline line judge is going to bring him up about a yard short. Well, they've already flipped over to 4th down.
Boy, that didn't look like a very good spot to me. I thought he got a little further than that.
I think they're calling his knee down, and he did a lunge after his knee hit, Randy. And if you're a Fossil Ridge fan, it's a great call. If Westminster, you want the football spot, don't you?
Yeah.
But no hesitation, going to go right for the 4th down and go here. And like I say, everybody's undefeated right now. Why not?
You can hear the Fossil Ridge fans supporting their team here, wanting them to stop them.
Pop up that defense a little bit there. So a short one, double bunch once again. I would be looking strongly at big number 32, Etchels, getting that ball and coming up the middle. But before we do that, quick timeout taken by Westminster. So that's going to be their second timeout here of the half. They'll have one left. Fossil Ridge has got their second, still has 2 left. So 10 minutes, 11 seconds here left in the second quarter. It's 10-8, SaberCats.
So I also wanted to just give a shout out to Kevin Westhouse. He just texted us, and he's living up in Wisconsin now. We want to thank him so much for all the hard work the last couple of years of helping get this going. And
we got to thank Matt Gohl and Herb Saperstone and Danielle Clark along with PSD. We get a lot of help here locally in the booth up here, the facilities with Kelly Dwyer with the athletic department for PSD. It's a group effort. We're glad to be able to do this. We're here to make these kids experience as an athlete as best we can and show what it takes to be a big school football player.
And then now that it's the medium of the internet, and so it is now. It's not the future. It is now. You can watch almost everything on the internet anymore. So we're happy that you're with us tonight. And 4th down and 1 for Westminster. Here's David Haas.
So Walkler back up, double tights again for Westminster. Etchell's the big fullback right behind him in a short stance, about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. Single split right. Velarde goes in motion to give the ball to Eccles. A nice penetration underneath by the Fossil Ridge line. Great job underneath getting off the bottom of that pile. I think that's number 56. I got to give a little bit of credit there. Nice job. There's Brandon Greetree, who's 55. But either way, underneath, they submarined everybody, got to Eccles before he got a step or two.
That's a great momentum changer for this game right there for Fossil Ridge. And
well,
I can't count one time that I remember Fossil Ridge stopping somebody on 4th down.
Goal. Well, that's what Coach Vecchio was talking about, the heart and believing you can do it. And there's a great surge up there. The first 6 or 7 people across the line of scrimmage were all wearing black for the SaberCats. They broke the plane. So shotgun snap. Walker, some Alex moves out to his right, bootlegs down, sees his wide open.
Great pass.
Makes a catch, turns it upfield. Going to gain about 12-13. Still struggling to fight, but nice job and a gang tackle at the end by the Wolves, but not before a first down.
That was Colin Otchwatch, and it looked to me like he had a face mask on the first part of that.
I think somebody kind of grabbed him. Yeah, I did too. But one thing that you look is a young quarterback, and I was impressed that time, but Samela turned his shoulder. You rotate to your left, you got to get that left shoulder upfield a little bit to make that throw, otherwise that ball's going to sail, and he delivered a strike. So 1st and 10, 49-yard line across midfield now. The SaberCats still in the formation. I see Ryan Jones back to the game at running back. Nice side for the SaberCats there. Horner with the carry is going to get about 7.
You know, that's the very kind of run that the SaberCats could not do consistently the last few years.
And a nice job up front. We're seeing good, consistent blocking. SaberCats, not a penalty yet. Only 1 penalty in the game.
Very well played game.
Yeah, both teams are playing hard and flying around. For opening game here tonight at French Field, PSD, home of all the Fort Collins schools. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Fossil Ridge driving, leading 10-8. Give again to Horner. Short gain that time. Maybe a yard or so is going to bring up about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3.
8:55 left here in the second quarter. Fossil Ridge is up 10-8. Fossil Ridge is the newest school in Fort Collins. And
3rd year in 5A, I believe it is.
Yes, 3rd year in 5A. Also the largest school now by a little bit, by a couple of hundred, as we just saw the numbers come out. So
this week, yep. So 2 split ends. Kravik split in the slot way right. A lot open field there, and it's going to be a quick freebie. A little bit of a draw and a nice job that time by the SaberCats, and cadence-wise, a hard blitz try was made by number 55, Cody Hyatt, just popped his clutch.
He popped his clutch and gave him a first down.
Yep.
So,
and that's the tough way to do it. You hate to give up something like that, but the junior was trying to make a big play for his defense, and instead it cost him 5. So 1st and 10 now on the 41-yard line of the Wolves. The SaberCats taking the snap again. Strong formation left to the side. Quick look up there, lob the ball up to Kravik. Wide open, ball's out in front. Nice diving catch, Nick Kravik. Ball down to the 5-yard line.
They just let it all hang out there, didn't they?
Really did. Samela took the ball that time. Turned no doubt about what the play was going to be. As I said, Kravik had an extra wide split. Safety tried to drift with him, but the ball got there before he did. And a nice job just by Kravik laying out and concentrating, bring that in. So top 10 play early by Nick Kravik puts the ball on the 5-yard lines for the SaberCats.
And Kravik is really their biggest playmaker on the team.
Especially on the outside. Give up the middle right there to Horner. Drives towards the end zone. He's
another
in.
Touchdown.
So a nice consuming drive highlighted by a big play from Samela to Kravik and a short run for a touchdown from the 5-yard line. So nice job by the offensive line again. Once you can't say enough about how well they've played and executed the game so far.
Jake Horner with his second touchdown already, rushing, but set up by the nice pass play.
Pitch and catch that time by Samela to Kravik, and I think we'll probably see a lot more this year. And out there again, Cole Crossett knocks through the PAT well over the top, so the freshman's had a good start too. A lot of smiles on the SaberCat sideline.
It is, and that was your kicker last year for your team you coached, wasn't it?
Oh, it sure was. I can say a lot of things about how well he kicks it. Obviously, he knows that. I know he's a very good soccer player, and if I don't want to be incorrect here, I think he made varsity already at Fossil Ridge. He's very talented. Last year was his first year of playing football, so he's just that kind of athlete. So he's able to drive the ball and make the transition right away to varsity. So back now on kick return.
So our score here, let me interrupt Mr. Haas. 17-8 now, Fossil Ridge over Westminster.
We had to take a quick time out there. Our technical director tonight, Austin Sprayberry, is a senior at Fossil Ridge High School, doing a great job for us. But his mom supersedes both of us and said he needed a bottle of water. I got it to him.
It is high school football,
yes,
folks.
It is, and that's why we're here. So Creighton's kickoff going to the north end zone now is going to be short, taken on about the 4-yard line, 5-yard line, broken out to the middle, straight at the cut. Nice job, though. Someone comes flying down there, makes a big hit. I want to get that number because that was number 35 for the SaberCats, who just threw it all to the wind and made a big hit. So let's congratulate Luke Bowers, defensive back, a junior. He threw 5'7", 125, and everything he got there knocked him off his stride and made that kick a little bit shorter return. A lot of coaches, especially when high school, if you can keep the returns inside the 25-yard line, that's good coverage. And a much better kick that time by Crane, wasn't it, Randy?
Yeah, it was much better.
Yep. So Colin Beard last year was a kid that kicked it out of the end zone all the time, and that's such a luxury for high school. So back again now, sweep left by Bellardi, breaks to the inside, goes to the outside, he's got the edge. Back to first down, gained about 20, and a late hit's going to be called on SaberCats, I'm afraid. They chased him all the way out of bounds, and I could kind of see that coming.
Hard to see from over here, where he was at, but
and a good bounce play that time.
It's tempting, but you just got to be smarter than that.
What is tough for a corner in that situation, even though you've got leverage, you come down there, all of a sudden Bellardi's coming at you. You got both feet planted. Bellardi breaks at the outside. He's got good acceleration. He gets around you before you have a chance to turn and run. That's why cornerback physically, in a lot of ways, is the hardest thing to play on the field because you've got to be able to turn and accelerate in any direction at any time. So either way, though, you show the experience of a 1,200-yard returning rusher in Bellardi, and he gained about 15. Tack on a personal foul at the end of that, and it's going to be first down on the 42 of the SaberCats. So after gaining a lead, 17-8 with 7:55 left in the second, back in business comes the Wolves.
That's our first penalty of the game, too, I believe.
On the SaberCats, yes, it is. So double wing, motion, quick to the right, quick inside give, though, on the trap play. Nice job by the backer staying home, short gain.
I see number 46, Asler, in there.
Yeah, they read it. They weren't fooled by that drift by the fullback. They read their keys. Those guards were running an inside trap, and they both stepped up there and made a play. Once again, we should thank Taylor Utt filling in tonight for Matt Gold, who's out on assignment. As we said before, we're here tonight thanking First Bank and the U.S. Marine Corps, two of our sponsors this year for this fall for Poudre School District broadcasts. Fumble snap down to the ground. There's going to be a bit of a scrum. I think Samala was able to pick it up. It'd be a loss. Excuse me, but the Walklet was able to pick it up. And the loss of 2 or 3 on the play will bring up 3rd and 10 for the Wolves. So at first exchange, we've seen bobbled tonight, and it was a bad time for Westminster.
First thing even close to a turnover, really.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Very well played game. 6:55 left in the second quarter. Fossil Ridge up 17-8. 3rd and 9 from the 40-yard line.
So Brian Hogan, number 80, split wide to the right down here. Walker looks back, looks to be a center screen play. Nice grab by Bellardi. Snatched that ball in the air. He's going to get the first down easily. Still up, hurdles one tackler, takes it on down for a gain of about 23, 25 yards. Boy, did he show some flash there.
What a catch. Man, I think Fossil Ridge thought they had that stopped, and he one-handed it.
Well, nice job by the quarterback and the other backs running outside of the other backs vacated to the left. Let Bellardi come underneath. Walklet drifted back. He's a tall kid. He looks to be probably like 6'2", maybe 6'3", and threw a nice pass. A little tall for Bellardi, but he took it with one hand, caught it, turned and accelerated, jumped a tackler, and first down for the Wolves. Now in business on the 21-yard line and driving.
And if ESPN's monitoring these games, that's a play that maybe they ought to take a look at.
Once more, give that way sideline to Etchels. I think the SaberCats are doing such a nice job up front now and flowing and keeping their heads up, watching that fullback. Etchels really can't go side to side very well now. They've done a nice job of stopping the last 4 or 5 times, including that 4th down play. So a little bit of a loss in the play there. It's going to be 2nd and 11 with 5:48 left here in the second quarter. Leading the game right now, 78 SaberCats. First game of the year at French Field. Welcome, everybody. This is David Hawes along with Randy McCoy, Austin Sprayberry, and Taylor Utt bringing you this broadcast. Single wing to the right, Bellardi still in motion. a little bit of a snap. Before the snap call, we're going to get a delay of game by the quarterback. So you got to look as a quarterback, and that's kind of tough to do when you're coming up there, but he needs to look across because that field judge is back there behind and counting down. We can see him up here, and he's the man that's going to give you that count. So infraction there, the second penalty of the night against them. It's going to be picked up and waved off. Okay, so we're going to get a reversal. We don't have a mic on our referee tonight, so we won't get an explanation of the fact he gave us a signal. He's picking up, waves above his head, so that means there's no flag on the play. It's still 2nd and 11 for the Westminster Wolves.
Got a nice student section tonight for a Thursday night. Probably 200 or 300 students over there and a good rest of the crowd as well. So nice crowd here.
Everybody out ready to support this young team. Little handoff back behind there, sweep to the right. Still makes a little bit of yards out of nothing, but a good job up underneath there. And I think that was number 61 for the SaberCats who jumped in and made a pile, as he'd like to say. If you're a defensive lineman, get in there, make a pile, make them go around. You'd make that play bump out, and that was Tucker Williams. Name familiar for me for Tucker and Henry is the kids, the brothers. Pat Williams, the defensive coordinator for the SaberCats, did a nice job that time. Big junior tackle, getting some precious minutes in here and doing a great job up front. All those defensive linemen for the SaberCats are making plays. Velarde on the motion left, gets a sweep call, ducks up inside, cuts back in the middle, shakes off one tackle. It's a sprint to the end zone, and Velarde's going to win it.
They had him stopped.
Yeah.
But he is just too quick, you know.
His side-to-side motion is really what sets him apart, Randy. He's a good back to watch, obviously, but he's run this offense now in his 3rd year. He makes that sweep to left. He cut back inside there. He also knew when there are people flowing, any good running back knows the weak side is going to be backside. If you make a cut, there's nobody home, and that is a tough thing to do to run him down. He's got such good acceleration. So once again, ball's on the 3-yard line for a PAT, but you'll be seeing another run try or pass try. No kick attempt here being made. Double wing again, so chance to knock this lead down to only 1 point. Give up that time to Etchels. This time does get the corner, walks into the end zone. So a bit of a surprise and a quick snap that time. Caught, I think, the SaberCats not quite in formation to stop that fullback give. So what turned into a pretty good lead now is only by one, down to 17-14, excuse me. And it should be 17-16. We get that popped up yet? Okay, I was a little too quick, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. We got a bit of a view problem here.
14 plus 2 is 16, so
yeah,
we're...
it's all back to school for all of us, isn't it?
It's that new math.
Well, it's all new math to me anymore. But we're sitting up here in a box where I can't see the scoreboard, and Randy has a hard time seeing the south end zone. So, yeah.
Is this a basketball game?
Yeah, well, we're starting to laugh at our eyes here, too. It's we might be turning the light on here pretty soon. The shadows are clear across the field pretty much, just only a few gaps. So back deep now is looks like Nick Kravick, and it's good to see Ryan Jones back there again, who's already had one good return for the night and is toughing out at probably a pretty sore ankle. But that's a senior in him wanting to make his impact for his team tonight. Kickoff again, straightaway kicker is going to be pretty short, taken by Kravick on the far sideline, the 11-yard line. Gets a stride going, breaks up the middle, stutter step, picks it a little lane, makes up the middle there, and gets knocked down just short of the 30-yard line.
Kravick, a tall, lanky kid who...
if he gets his stride going, I like him as a returner, but for the most part...
he's not going to go side to side too much,
no,
is he?
that's not going to be his style. If you give him a crease, though, and he gets 2 strides, he'll probably take it to the house. So watch out for Nick Kravick later this year, just like he ran that pattern down the sideline. We know he can make big plays.
So 4:20 left here in the second quarter. We'll see if Fossil Ridge can put together a little 4-minute drill here and score before the half.
Shotgun snap there, but the whistle beforehand, and we got the line judge on the far side going to call encroachment, looking by his early signal. Waits for the man in the white hat, and he is calling it. So a freebie play that time. It's going to be 1st and 5 for the SaberCats. Encroachment by the Westminster
Shouldn't they have let
defense.
that go with an offside?
No, in high school that stops the play right away.
Oh, okay. Pros, you can
play
go.
in college,
You can keep
too.
playing.
You get a free play. So Finnegan brings into play to Salmela. Back out here in the shotgun again. Brian Jones is right. Horner back behind him. Finnegan, Kravick up on the top. Finnegan in the slot. Short going to hand off that time. Good read up the middle. That's big number 45 coming through and making a nice tackle for Westminster. And that's linebacker Jason Kazor. And a good solid tackle. You're not going to see many guys be able to take a corner up high like that and bring him down.
He didn't have any trouble with it, did he?
No, it was a good solid tackle and good form, good feet underneath him. So second, a loss on the play of about 2, 2nd and 7 for the SaberCats here. Still shotgun formation. Both backs now flanking on the side of Samala. Fake inside, trap play, cross block up there. Horner gets the ball, still driving up there. Nice run up the middle. Nice interior blocking. So that trap play picked up about 8 and a first down for the SaberCats.
Very nice looking play right there.
With a 1-point lead, Coach Vecchio would like to take this in, get a score right before half, take that, that rush let's have that lead. You don't want to give the ball up. You don't want to do anything to lose what you've got, but you sure love to get another score.
Well, I think the thing is you want to keep the ball these 3 minutes.
Oh, exactly right.
Even
Quick
if you
pass,
don't score.
Look there. Short pass out in the flat to Ryan Jones. Nice tackle on the outside. Got right to the legs, and that's Bilardi out there making a solid tackle. Jones just caught the ball and turned around and didn't have anywhere to go.
Let's see how he gets up. Jones was hurt earlier in the game.
Yeah, pretty good sprained ankle. Missed about the first 2 series, but it's toughing it out, so the senior's out there delivering. Nice catch and turn and run, but just a really good tackle took him down. So brings up 2nd and about 7 for the SaberCats.
Tilly brings in the...
Tilly wide out here to the left, Kravic right on the lines as a split in. Snap, strong left side, give up the middle. Horner breaks it out to start. Nice job following this block strip middle, having some patience, and a good job all the way downfield. You're seeing a lot of white jerseys getting moved backward.
Well, and you know as well as I do, you start running that ball 20, 30 times a game, the defense starts getting tired. And
one time you look up, those linebackers sitting there. Aquat's already been a good weapon for them running this game, and we already know with Kravic on the outside, there's a big play anytime. So 2 tight end set this time, I formation. Samala's underneath center. A little bit of a drive there. They're going to get the call.
He's going to call it.
I think he had a little bit of help on this sideline over there, too, even though the far judge called it. It was just all you do is dip that helmet in there, break the plane. And I'm not really a fan of that when it doesn't disrupt the play, frankly. But that's the rule, and it's called. So for the second time now, first down's been gained by the offense on basically a mental error.
You'll go and watch 4 or 5 games without that happening at all, and that's twice tonight that a penalty has given SaberCats a first down.
And first game of the year, that's kind of those years we talked about. So ball now on the 44-yard line going in. SaberCats plenty of time. Bit of an audible call by Samala there. Takes a snap, looks on the inside, a little further down. He had Finnegan wide open, just a little too quick on the delivery. And a nice slot play. Good pattern that time by Finnegan, just cutting in behind the linebackers. That's a pass that with a little bit more timing, a little bit more seasoning, you're going to start seeing Samala make that connection, I think.
And we were used to last year, Travis Avila, who threw for lots and lots and lots of yards.
And he threw for over 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
He's done that the prior 2 years, came in from a very pass-oriented, type offense in California, so he's been doing it. So 2nd and 10 for the SaberCats. Fake on the give that time. Samala's trying to make the outside, getting chased. Nice job there. Run down by number 32 for the Wolves. Good job on pursuit. Didn't buy the fake. That was the big fullback, Nick Etzels. So not a loss, but a lot of time taken off the clock that time on that play. Tackled in bounds. We're down to barely a minute and a half left with 2 timeouts. Coach Vecchio's got some chances to stop the clock, but like you said, Randy, you don't want to give them the ball back, do you?
No, you don't. I think
we'll see what you get on this play. I wouldn't call a timeout here. I agree with that because it's like make yourself run through there. Single back corner to the left. Finnegan and Jones, the running back out slots right. Kravic far side. Going to go back to pass. Trying the deep ball. Lob ball in the middle. Anybody's ball there. Who's going to make the play? There's going to be an interference call. I'm not sure on who because there was 4 players all there. I saw hands up in the middle.
Well, they were all keying on Kravic, so they had like 4 people out there, but
I think that ball just slipped out of Samala's hands, too. He didn't have any distance on that one. They had a little tail on it, so just trying to get rid of the ball quickly. Bilardi was back playing deep as a center, and I see the SaberCats backing up. So
they're going to call offensive pass
interference
on that. So after a first quarter of really no penalties.
Well, you get that adrenaline. That's natural as an athlete. You can pick that in any sport at a high school level, at any level too. You see that little lull. Now we start talking about what Coach Vecchio was saying. How do we do it mentally? How do we keep that heart and keep ourselves in tune for that game? And it's so far you got to give a good grade to the SaberCats because they've had some adversity. They've come back. They scored again. Got the lead. Saw an answer, and they're driving the ball now. But that's a pretty big penalty right now. That makes it 3rd and about 27 yards. Ball back to their own 40.
So what do you do here?
I would hand the ball off and make them call a timeout. and use their last timeout, and that's we're going to have a loss of down here, I think, or get a little bit of a movement. Yeah, we're going to get movement by the SaberCats up front. Frankly, it's almost immaterial. Another 5 yards, it would take a miracle play anyway. We've seen those on this field.
Yes, we have.
Right now, you don't want to risk anything. I would look for nothing but the ball in Jake Horner's hands if I'm guessing, and make Westminster call a timeout and not have a timeout left when they get the ball back, because they'll get the ball back close to a little under a minute left. And there I go being wrong again. Quick inside screen. That time Tilley breaks up the middle. Wide open. There's a big seam. He's got a chance. He's going to gain about most of it back. And a great play for Fossil Ridge. He's going to gain about 18 to maybe 20 yards of that back. Very manageable. Going to be able to pin Westminster down with a decent punt.
Well, I'll tell you what, about 6 more yards and he gets the first down.
Well, and a good acceleration that time by Tilley. Good ball strike delivered that time, too, by Salmela. He put that ball right in the money as he's making the cut outside that tackle box. And Tilley took the ball straight up the middle like you're supposed to. Accelerate. Make them come get you. Your blockers are kicking them out in that seam. But either way, this will be the first punt of the night, but much more manageable and a chance to put it down there close. And as we said before, it's going to be a short punt formation. 5 splits out there, short line. Splits up front. Salmela's going to be the punter, making his call. I don't think they'll be going for it here, but I was just wrong once, so it could happen again. Little pooch punt down the side, just missed getting blocked, very close to going out. Going to be kicked out probably between the 20 and 25-yard line. We're going to get a spot.
Fossil Ridge fans wanting a roughing the kicker call there, but the official said no dice.
And Coach Vecchio is definitely talking about it with him too. I think we're going to get a timeout called here. And a good time to thank 2 of our sponsors, the United States Marine Corps. As always, the few of the proud. Marines are some of the embodiment of what we see on the football field, don't you think, Randy?
And it's they're going to have their truck out here at some of the games, I know.
Oh, yeah, going to have Humvee out here. We're going to have all kinds of displays. And a great chance for a lot of individuals to talk about that possible career as a Marine. We know a lot of kids in this area have gone on to serve, and proudly so. Also like to thank First Bank, Pat Brady, local executive with First Bank, and sponsoring these broadcasts this year with Poudre School District.
Make sure you mention something. If you bank there or something, make sure you mention you heard them on the broadcast.
We would appreciate that. So with 11 seconds left, timeout on the field, and we'll be going to a halftime here. Coach Vecchio and the referee are still chatting. Not sure about what. The chains have already been moved. That doesn't mean they couldn't change this around. But offense is breaking the field. It doesn't really matter. The man in the white hat standing over talking to somebody.
So if I was Westminster, I think I'd just take a knee here, I guess you can't take a knee because it stops the clock. But
no, it's still a running play. Step back the clock and run on out. But if I've got Bellardi in
well,
there,
I guess, yeah.
I'm looking for, I'd take a chance with him.
Lightning in a bottle here.
It's why not. So Coach Vecchio, I don't think too happy with whatever decision he was trying to get reversed out there, but either way, it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line after that pooch kick by Salmela. Westminster probably with time for just one play in their type of offense. We're running the ball. Walk back up under center, 2 tights again. Motion the short side of the field. Going to be a quick inside trap. Actually missed, and that's going to be the half. Down to 5 seconds there. The quarterback turned the ball up and ran. I think that was just a busted play. So we're looking at no time left here on the clock. So Randy, give us a quick summary of what you think we saw here in the first half.
Well, I think overall both teams played very well. I mean, you've got a 17-16 score, and you started getting a few penalties there at the end of the half, but for the most part, for the most part, I think both coaches have to be very happy, especially offensively. Really, really good balance, and so I don't know. I think it's both coaches have to be really happy with just the overall feel of the game. It's going to be a close one, you know.
Well, you got the running, you got the inside power running of Horner, and the speed and the cutting ability and acceleration of Bellardi on the other side for the Westminster Wolves. Good running show. A couple nice pitch and catches. Great throws by Salmela to Kravik on a great diving catch by Nick Kravik for the SaberCats. A couple throws to Aquat too. So you're looking at plenty of offense opportunities, and a little bit of experience will make that even a better success, I think, for the SaberCats as the day goes on.
So we're going to take a little break here at halftime. Fossil Ridge is ahead 17-16 over Westminster. We'll be back in just a bit.
Have you ever noticed how skeptical people are of free? As if the word free automatically means something must be wrong. But what if free really just meant free? Get mobile banking, alerts, and great customer service, and get it free.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Have you ever noticed how skeptical people are of free? As if the word free automatically means something must be wrong. But what if free really just meant free? Get mobile banking, alerts, and great customer service, and get it free.
And we're back here, French Field in Fort Collins, Colorado. It's about 7:30 Mountain Time, and we are watching a really good football game between Fossil Ridge and Westminster. Fossil Ridge is ahead 17-16. We've got about 2 minutes left before we start the second half. And my partner here, David Haas, we saw quite a first half of football, especially for the first game of the year.
Exactly. You know, we talked about how well that first quarter's played. There's a few things that showed up mentally and probably a little fatigue from the heat and just the adrenaline kind of drifting away in the second quarter. But kids on both teams flying around, making plays, making hits, tackles. Saw a lot of good runs, characterized mostly for Fossil Ridge between the tackles. Jake Horner just being the beast in the inside as Coach Vecchio wants him to be on that ball control type offense. Scored 2 touchdowns already in this game. Looking at the other side where you've got the deceptive double wing offense run by Westminster. Bilardi, showing the kind of feat that got him that 1,200 yards last year, making several cuts, made a couple long runs, and had a touchdown already from about 25 yards. So we're looking at a real good second half coming up here. I think both teams realize that they've got a chance to win this game, and it's just who's going to stay that course.
Well, we said that when we first started, too, that, this is both teams have to see this as a winnable game. And, Bilardi looks like every time he touches the ball, he could take it to the house,
Yeah.
to me.
Well, that quick screen pass they ran there, I think, showed all the things he can do as an athlete. You know, he plays both ways. He led the team in interceptions last year, too, from the safety position. But he took a ball underneath, thrown a little high, caught it one hand, gathered himself, made a couple cuts, jumped the tacklers, and then accelerated down and made it quite a gain out of it. On the other side, though, we're watching Horner, and it's good to see Ryan Jones, who got dinged up very early in the game with a pretty good ankle injury, toughing it out, come back in, had some carries, and did a nice job as a lead blocker, too, which is very important in a two-back offense as they're trying to run the ball as so much more as we're doing with a new quarterback this year. You know, Samala is holding his own. He's made some good balls, a great throw and catch. Nick Kravik on the end of a long play earlier that set up the first touchdown for the SaberCats on that answering drive. And then also Aquat, and he's taking Horner out of the backfield too. So I think you're seeing a nice
play there by Tilley there at the end, even though it didn't get a first down. But that was a really nice play, and that gives them something to think about. The Wolves something to think about defensively.
Well, and it shows you can use both sides of their offense too. And so with that first half under his belt, I think you're going to start seeing now Samala is going to come out and say, I got this. This could be my team. And that's what a quarterback's got to do. And whereas he's effectively running several different plays. We even saw an option play where he tucked up and ran for a nice game for a first down. Flipping the other side now defensively, we've seen great play up front by the SaberCats, the down linemen. We saw Williams, we've seen Asler, we've seen Greentree, we've seen other kids come up and make plays, getting underneath there. That big fourth down stop with Etchler, the big fullback from Westminster, getting thrown for a loss.
Right.
So all those things out there, both sides can go in there and say, listen, you can make the plays to win this game. Who's going to do it?
Yeah, and it's going to come down to the mental toughness, and we talked to Coach yesterday about that, and that's something that they've had to work on a lot. Is we saw last year that Fossil Ridge at times lacked the mental toughness to be able to finish games or to be able to finish even drives at times. So we'll see. They said they've done some mental toughness drills and some heart drills. So we're going to kick it off here. Fossil Ridge is going to receive.
So Kravik and Ryan Jones going back deep. Looks like Ryan Jones moving pretty well. They're at least going straight forward. Both back, staying on their 5-yard lines, waiting for the kick from the number 75, the big sophomore. And I shouldn't say sophomore, sounding like Keith Jackson there because that's cool. But Logan Green, defensive lineman, the big junior. Straight on kicker. Line drive, low line drive, going to be caught at the 15 and 10-yard line. Ryan Jones getting a chance for a good return. Breaks up the middle, makes one cut, goes the outside, makes people miss. Takes the ball out well past the 35-yard line, still pushing and going down. Great effort by Ryan Jones on the opening kickoff here in the second half at Fossil's field position, now near midfield.
He's a big boy. He really
it's a 30-yard return, and he went sideways from left hash to right, so he covered a lot of distance and did a nice job there. So right away, good field position for the SaberCats thanks to Ryan Jones and some blocking in front of him.
We want to welcome our Westminster fans who may be watching online tonight. We want to thank you for tuning in, watching the game, and a good game it is that we're getting ready to watch. So here's
this new platform we got this year with Play On Sports and FHS is going to be a lot of fun, Randy. So winding the clock now. Fossil Ridge will wait till the official winds the clock and comes from the sideline. All break out right into their play. Setting up triplets to the left side. We've got Tilley, Finnegan, and Horner down there. No backs in the backfield. Just a straight quarterback sneak up the middle that time. And I don't think that wasn't Samuel. That we didn't pick him up coming out of. That was Ryan Jones, who was a quarterback and had moved running back this year and just ran a quarterback draw, trying to catch Westminster sleeping.
Was that like a Wildcat type?
Basically, he's still under center, so it wasn't the same type of offensive call there. But quickly, though, a 4-yard gain, so 2nd and 6, so not a bad start for the second half, trying to see if Westminster's paying attention. Finnegan split left down here. Craven coming across the motion, across the formation. Give that time to Horner. Breaks out the right side, still being caught, dragged down. Gains about 5, just short of the first down, though, and a nice carry.
And Jake Horner is having really a whale of a game.
I didn't get his carry count in the first half, but it was probably close to anywhere from in the 10 to 12 range. He's a kid that Coach Vecchio, they do want to have him touch the ball. Ryan Jones both. You keep that chains moving, you keep that ball in your hands. The other team generally doesn't score without the ball. Straight back in the I formation. Fullback now is Ryan Jones. Horner behind him. Give balls on the ground in a dangerous spot for the SaberCats. Looks like they're going to whistle it dead, though. going to have to get a look, and it is going to be a fumble covered by Westminster. So the first serious turnover of the season and of this game is committed on a handoff. Not sure where it was coming there. It looked like it was an I formation. Another drive play to the right was nice, and the combination between quarterback and running back didn't mesh. And ball on the ground, defense is usually the first to see it and get it, and that worked that time just for the for the Wolves.
And again, we talked a little bit about the mental side of the game and, finishing every play. And so we'll see if that comes back to haunt the SaberCats.
So ball now on the 47.5-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Westminster Wolves to start this third quarter, trailing 17-16, 10:38 left here in the game. Once again, thanks to the U.S. Marine Corps and First Bank tonight for their sponsorship of this in Poudre School District, along with Randy McCoy. I'm David Haas, Austin Sprayberry doing our technical work tonight, and Taylor Utt doing camera work, bringing you this broadcast. So there's our whistle. Walk it back up under center now. Double wing motion by Bilardi. Give back to Etchels. Breaks free, gets a little bit downfield. Second level before he got touched. That was the difference, Randy, that time. They had been bottling him up on that sideways dive play, that wide dive by the fullback. And that time he found his crease and got through.
Ball was fumbled there at the end, but the whistle had already blown the play dead.
Yep.
10:19 left.
And James Saunders, the senior linebacker starter, is coming up with a bad ankle. We're going to stop play here just to get him off the field. He came up there and was a big part of that collision that took Eccles down finally, but it looks like he really worked his ankle over, and he's got a couple of teammates helping him get off the field. Hopefully he'll be back quickly. As we said before, injuries are such a part of this game. We see it all the time. These kids are out working hard all year long. You hate to see something like happen. Zach Brost, the senior and a captain for these SaberCats, his first scrimmage of the year against another team against Fairview last week, and he tore up his knee pretty good, and we hate to see that, and he may not be able to play this year. But we're hoping for the best for him, and as the kind of quality kid Coach Vecchio said he was, he'll bounce back. So snap then, give there, fullback right up the middle, untouched. Etchels breaks down the field, not even being seen. He's going to get chased down by Josh Vise. A gain all the way down to about the 13-yard line. That quick hitter, I think everybody thought Bilardi's time to touch the ball, Randy, was that time, and they didn't take the fullback.
Well, and I think what Fossil Ridge has to realize is you've played one half, but that doesn't mean you can do that the second half. They're not just going to lay down for you.
Exactly. And that's the tough thing to do. Your offense puts the ball on the ground for a turnover. Defense has got to come back out. Now two long runs, two really effective long runs by Etchels, gets Westminster down there rocking on the door at that 13-yard line, 1st and 10. You're here at French Field of Poudre School District. Fossil SaberCats holding tonight, trying to keep this stop. Fake up the middle, giving back on the trap play, and he's still struggling down the field. Great effort on the running back, tackled by a host of SaberCats. So it's going to be about a 7-yard gain inside the 10 down the 7-yard line.
Well, what we're going to see here is which defense gets worn out from the relentless running game from both teams, because both teams are running a lot. Fossil Ridge passing a little bit more, but one of the teams is going to get tired from this fourth quarter.
It's a little difference, too, in the two different types of offenses. You're only seeing about 3 or 4 different kinds of plays coming out of it from Westminster, whereas Fossil's got quite a varied playbook. So double wing against single fullback set behind there. Fake on the inside. Bilardi makes 2-3 people miss. He's going to be short of the first down. It looks like does get inside the 5-yard line. So that little sweep play, once again, just pulling those guards. And as we talked about, Bilardi, very patient runner, knows his blocking in front of him. Not a big kid. And, he walks back to his huddle. He's the smallest kid in the huddle, and he's hard to see behind there.
He can't be over 5'8", can he?
That might be credit on his cleats on concrete, maybe. Either way, though, we know he's all heart, and he's a great player. He's made a lot of plays tonight. So 3rd and short for Westminster. Big play right now for the SaberCats, although you got to think that they don't do PATs. They won't kick a field goal. This time they give up the middle to Etchels. Looks like he's going to get the mark, and yeah, he will. He'll be down to about the 2.5, maybe 3-yard line. So 1st and goal is going to be for Westminster. Time for the SaberCat defense to get an early season stand to match the one they had in the first half.
And for the most part, the SaberCat defense has looked much improved from last year, and so we'll see, again, what kind of heart they have here in the second half.
Yeah, you want to see that same line surge if you're a SaberCat fan, where those guys made that play. Don't let that running back, don't let Etchels make that headway. If you get Etchels 2 steps, he's going to be in the end zone. So same again, single back left, single wing right. Give on the sweep to the right side, just missed in the backfield. Going to make the cut up field, still short, and no signal yet from either referees. going to be stopped down. There's a whistle down, but it's somebody one of the SaberCats had penetration but missed the running back sweeping to the right. It'll be marked on about the 1-inch line.
Number 80 for Westminster wanted to be the official there.
Yeah, he had the call, and usually you always want your own call to be right there. Joey Campaign, the strong side linebacker, prowler back, strong safety type player for SaberCats, come off. He's got can't come off the field with a helmet issue. You get a helmet issue, you're off right away for one play. Not a good time to miss a starter like that. So quickly the line, double wing set, 2 tights now, full setup close, give to Etchells fullback, and he's in for the touchdown. So all 30 or so people across the way are happy to see that. Pretty quiet on this side of the field, but after the turnover and a couple of big plays, Etchells earned that drive and the right to carry that into touchdown, and he got it. 7:22 left now here in the third quarter. It is 22-17 with a PAT pending, and once again we're going to see Westminster line up. The first 2 times they've ran the ball for 3. Both times they gave it to the fullback, both times over the right side. Same setup again with the double tight split left. Quick pitch to Bilardi on the sweep, makes one cut outside, dives for the end zone, and made it. So 3 for 3 tonight on PATs on just a short 3-yard gun. Coach Dennison over there with those Wolves, they're pretty confident in their run ability, aren't they?
Well, they should be, because they've got the scat back who's got moves upon moves, and then you've also got the power guy right up the middle. So
you got to honor both. That's tough to do. That's a tough discipline to do as a defense right now. I think we're seeing a lot of hard play by the SaberCats, but that patient offense and that big fullback, and as you say, the acceleration and knowing how to wait for his blocks really shows why Bilardi had that great season he had last year as a junior.
And we'll see what the SaberCat offense comes out with after putting the ball on the ground for the first time. See if that gets their head down, or if they're able to come back and move the ball like they've been doing the whole game.
They've stopped themselves there, and that was the reason why. So back again deep for the SaberCats is Ryan Jones and Nick Kravick. I see Campaign and number 23, also Ben Vise, sophomore back there. This time the kick's going to be taken really short, 15-yard line by Nick Kravick. Breaks up the middle, has got a seam, makes the break up the middle, starts going around, spun around, still vertical, and doing a great job. 2 returns in a row for the SaberCats, well past general return areas. This one's up to the 45-yard line, so nice job. It does show what a weapon a good kicker is, because those kicks have been short and not too high, and Kravick really busted that up the middle.
Well, he was able to run north-south, because he's not a good east-west runner, but he was able to get his shoulders squared.
And he runs without any fear. What you got is a returner all the time. So 2 backs, both on the side, and this time of Salmela, gives straight up the middle, fake bootleg out there. All the way through, though, running back carrying the ball. I think that was Warner. We can see on the far side, yeah, it was. Gain of nearly 10 yards on first down, so a nice answer for the SaberCats on first down.
And the Fossil Ridge, Mitch, the Fossil Ridge quarterback, has a pretty good, pretty tricky way about him in some of his fakes and stuff, so it's kind of hard to see. He's done a nice
job. He really had me for a step there. They haven't run him but the one time on a bootleg, and we've got a Westminster player down on the ground, which pretty much looks to be a cramp the way he's holding his legs, and I saw him just drop, and that's on a night like tonight, that's not surprising. I see Coach Barry Lyman, one of the coaches of Kennard that feeds into Fossil Ridge. The other Preston's the other prominent school that goes into Fossil Ridge. Kids there here tonight supporting the players he's coached over the years. I don't think he's bringing us that popcorn and hot dog, though, is he?
I think he made a quick left turn.
Yes, he did. That probably be my fault. But a lot of fans out here tonight, a lot of people supporting these kids. And, we've talked about, there's one of those great lines, all the talk about football and how many kids are playing football versus what it used to be now there's so many choices. And Coach Vecchio's line was, you can't practice or play football all year round. You only play it one season.
Right.
If it's lacrosse or basketball, you go out and play those sports. Football players have got a dedication that's different from any other sport, where they've got to be out there and working, and they basically do it in the weight room. So number 55, Cody Hyatt, the linebacker, is up trying to walk off that cramp. Gets a nice hand from the SaberCat sideline. Everybody wants to see a player get up off the field when they're down. So a short second down for a first down for the SaberCats. Both backs line up next to Samala again. This time give to Ryan Jones. Going to be met in the backfield. Struggles forward. Good effort by Jones. Might be gaining about a foot to get a bit of a spot, but not a first down, it doesn't look like.
It's like about half a yard now.
Yeah, it was a great effort because Jones was hit about 2 yards deep. I think they're they're expecting it when you got both backs in that tight. I almost look to here and see a bootleg come around, but we're back in the basically the single eye back with the shotgun and a pistol formation. Jones flanked on the right side. Both linebackers coming straight forward. Horner's going to break up the middle and get away. Nice tackle by who else? Number 28. Saving a touchdown is Bilardi, because Horner, when you get the linebackers coming forward like that, Randy, they plug those holes. That running back breaks through the second level. There's nobody there. So good game, good touchdown saving tackle that time by Bilardi.
And Jake Horner's Mr. Everything tonight, really. He's
going to sleep
wonderful
good.
Game.
He'll sleep good tonight. So same formation again. Kravik top out right slot. Jones to the right. Quick look over the center. Fired the ball. Aquat came in a little bit more of a slant that time rather than down the field. His first time the ball was thrown behind him.
They looked like they were on different pages of
Yeah, they really did. Yeah. That was, and sometimes that's influenced by the release given by the defensive end. Aquat might have been shoved to the inside, and it took him closer to the middle where the pass already in Samla's head. He was quick with the delivery that time, and that'll come. He'll have the patience to read that, but he's making good throws tonight. So 2nd and 10, though, for the SaberCats on the 39-yard line, the Westminster Wolves. Strong formation to the left this time. Give that time. Horner on the left side. Breaks through second level. Stutter steps the outside. First down. Good run to the outside. Nice job down to the 24 inside the 25-yard line, depending on the spot. But an excellent job on the left side of that offensive line, too, by the SaberCats.
Very smart runner.
Patience that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just followed. He didn't try to run over anybody. He just followed the
Ryan Jones
line.
is out there. Ryan Jones is out there, and with that side, they're going strong again left here. Slot left, formation left. Jones on the left side, and the pistol. Give back to Horner. Same exact play. This time, though, nice job of getting off the blocks. Although Horner did fight it off and made it jump back the line, but progress had been stopped. And number 32 came up and made a pretty good play that time, stopping the forward progress, and that was the fullback Etchless. He's walking it off and trying to stretch out a bit of a cramp, too.
I think Mr. Horner's got some heart, don't you?
Yeah, it's fun to watch a player that works that hard and gives his all in every play. And there's a lot of kids out there tonight doing that offense for the SaberCats. So both backs flanking Samla. Kravik wide to the right again. Might be time for that quick pitch play, and it was, but there's going to be whistled dead. So we saw what that play was going to be right there. We saw Jones going out into the flat and a little bit quick fake to the left and roll out right for Samla, but whistled before the snap.
Another offsides on Westminster.
That's the third time, and you can't give away freebies like that. That's going to make it 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 10. Coach Dennison over there, that's first game of the year, but that's the 4th time I think now, a free half of the chain length given away. So Samla back in the pistol. Give this time to Horner up the middle. Nice job blocking up there. I'll tell you what, that point of attack, and the ball's on the ground. We can't see who's got it, but it's definitely a fumble by the way everybody's acting. And
now we have a unsportsmanlike conduct.
We really did. There may be more than one given out in this play here too. We don't know. It's one of the least places you ever want to be is the bottom of the pile with a football and a fumble.
This will be interesting to see. Westminster really likes to.
Well, there's a conference going on right there now, and both teams are pointing the way it's going to go, but none of them have any actual say in the matter. The umpire and the sideline judges are meeting with the referee. I don't know how long the debate can really go on here. Either was down or not. All 4 of them couldn't have seen it, so they're going to deliver their opinion. The referee's going to make a rule. This is going to be a big play.
I thought he was down.
The way everybody acted, I didn't see it so much. I saw the effort. I was going to remark on how well the point of attack blocking was going on, and there's the personal foul after the play is going to be called on Westminster, so they're going to get backed up. But you know what? If you get the ball, I guess they don't care that bad.
They don't, and this is starting to look an awful lot like the Windsor game last year, Fossil Ridge, where they were in the game and then they start putting the ball on the ground. So that's 2 straight fumbles now.
Yeah, that was tough. It was a great run again. I was just going to say how Ryan Jones and Aqua at the ends both sealed off and had a great blocks in front. Horner cut through it nicely. And, sometimes that extra effort is great, but you also extend the ball out there, and that time it got away. So either way, 1st and 10 on the 7-yard line. Now Westminster's got the ball back.
Boy, I would really look for Bilardi here.
Yeah, and he goes out there, but it's a give right back up the middle of the fullback, and he gets about 3 or 4.
Well, they're going to pepper it in the middle a little bit here, and then they're going to try to break it.
You got to get out of the shadows of your own goalpost. We haven't seen but the one punt from Westminster, and that was about a 4-hopper to the as the snap went back to the punter. So I know Coach Dennison doesn't really want to have his snapper go out there and snap it towards his own end zone, really close to his own end zone, I should say. So nice job all staying home, although gain about 4 brings up 2nd and 6 for Westminster. Everybody up on the line really tight. Safety's only about 7 yards off. Give to Bilardi on the outside, makes a cut. Nice job of tackling that time, only a short gain.
So if Fossil Ridge can really be disciplined here and hold them on this 3rd down,
this is a big play. It really is.
Would be a big deal. Because
you're exactly right. You're going to get a punt that'll probably maybe be caught near midfield. Like I said, that snap puts the excitement back in the game because, those kids are nervous too. And a lot of times your snapper isn't somebody who's on the field. We'll get that number as we go. But
well, and he bounced it the first time.
Yep. So 3rd and about 2. Double wing setup, single fullback. Etchel's right behind Walklett, the quarterback. Snap, and it's going to be a freebie, unfortunately. Going to repay what Fossil's been getting on offense this time. It looks like the SaberCats have jumped, but no. Are they moving back? No. So we were right initially. They were drawn offside, so a hard count by Walklett drew off the couple of defensive linemen for the SaberCats.
So the SaberCats played very disciplined, smart football in the first half, and now here in the second half starting to lose their composure just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And what you get back. What you get back is how you play it. So once again now, 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Westminster give the ball. Fullback takes up the middle, makes a cut. That's not Etchel's. There's a different fullback in there right now. Still getting the same drive. Good forward lean that time. Try to get his number across the field there.
If you haven't figured out yet, we don't have spotters.
Yeah. And it's a long ways away. You want to look out there. I think it's either 28 or 29. I'd like to give the credit because that's a pretty good effort. And I think it's going to be, it's Ryan. No, that wasn't Bilardi. That was 29 Brandon Dickerson, looks like to me. So we're trying to be sure. And it could have been Ramos too. It's tough to tell that 7, 8, 9 when they're getting off when a bunch of SaberCats are piled on top of them. Either way, though, he gained about 7. Bilardi goes in motion, gets the fake, give him the middle. Though. Nice job of penetration that time by the D line up front.
Fossil Ridge very fortunate. Looked like the left corner safety jumped off sides.
I thought he was pretty close, yeah. But a nice job either way. So a tackle, no gain, brings up about 3rd and 4. Long 4, short 5. And this is where you make your plays. It's the second time they're going to give them a chance to get off the field, get your defense off the field, and get a return on. Single wing left, both backs there. Sweep to Bilardi, makes the cut. Going to get the first down. Tackle downfield, but he's going to make it by about 3 or 4 yards. That kid's fun to watch. If you're not watching him with your rooting for SaberCats, he really isn't. But he is a yard-eating machine, isn't he?
Well,
good night to watch running backs.
Yeah, he's just hard to get a hold of. And
well, he does a great job of sitting on his blocks. Any running back that of any size should know that you stay on the hips of and then you stay around that hip. You got a chance to make a cut and accelerate, and that's what I think I've seen him do the best. His feet are excellent. So 1st and 10 now, ball out in the 33-yard line. Short wing right, heavy formation right. Fake the side, get back on the inside, big cut there. Flag on the play, though, down on the far side, I think. I saw something come running out. But a good inside trap play. That's a tough one to do. The linebackers have got a hard time staying home and honoring that, but I just saw somebody's towel come off. So no flag on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd and short.
Minute 21 left here in the 3rd quarter. 24-17, Westminster ahead now of the Fossil Ridge SaberCats.
And thanks for tuning in tonight, watching us here on Play On Sports with NHFRS, please. Just to get that all the way out, we're still going to work on that, don't we? NFHS is the National Federation of High Schools, powered by Play On Sports. Here with Poudre School District, I'm David Haas, along with Randy McCoy. Technical director tonight and this season is Austin Sprayberry. Taylor Utt tonight filling in for Matt Gold, doing an admirable job on our camera. So 2nd short now, SaberCats need to stop. 6 men up front coming up there. Good knife through, missed. Bilardi feet quickly gets around the corner, makes the first down, making players miss. Still up, going to get about 7 or 8 out of what could have been nothing, Randy.
Well, they had him for a loss, didn't they?
Yeah.
2 times, and he's just elusive. He's a pleasure to watch.
Well, they saw the type of defense. I mean, there was a lot of pressure coming up there. Everybody shot the gaps. They're trying to get that before he gets a chance to get his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. You get a running back going sideways, a lot easier to bring down, but he made a miss, and it turned into a first down. So ball squarely on the 50-yard line. And this is a pretty defining drive right now if you're the SaberCats and the Wolves. Fullback Etchell slides the left time, gets the handoff. Gains of about 4. Big gang tackle by the right side of the defense. Nice job over there stopping it up and not letting him get further downfield, but still a gain of 4.
Well, this is playing right into Westminster's hands, what they would want, because they run the ball, and they got the ball on, inside the 5, and if they can run all the way down, take off
about a full 7 or 8,
off. 7 or 8 minutes and score a touchdown and go up by 2 touchdowns, they've got to feel pretty good about themselves, mainly because Fossil Ridge is not that quick strike team that they've been in the past. They're running the ball a lot more, and they haven't really been able to complete touchdown passes so far. They've had some running plays, but so it would behoove Fossil Ridge to stop them on this. And so at the end of 3 quarters, your score, Westminster 24, Fossil Ridge 17.
Have you ever noticed how skeptical people are of free? As if the word free automatically means something must be wrong. But what if free really just meant free? Get mobile banking, alerts, and great customer service, and get it free.
So here we go for the 4th quarter. Again, Westminster up 24-17 on your Fossil Ridge SaberCats, and in the middle of a long drive right now, which would really play into Westminster and their strength, because they're a running team, and they can take off another 5 minutes, Dave, and put the ball.
If they get the ball in the end zone,
it'll be tough. It'll be really tough.
Yeah, so the ball's going to be on the 46-yard line going to the north now. The sides have flipped. And as you said before, that they've done a nice job of controlling the ball. Both offenses, when they performed well and not shot themselves in the foot, have done well. Both defenses, though, have given away several items. Right now, the big difference is that last fumble as Fossil Ridge is driving. So it's time for the defense to assist their offense and make a stop here. With 2nd and about 6. Velarde in the right wing. Etchels and Ramos back there in the backfield. Walklett brings him up. He's going to wait till he gets the clock wound. Very patient offense. They know they got the advantage of the clock on their side. And that's the offense to have it. Quick give right up the middle of Etchell. Nice job by the interior of the line. And I see number 48 getting up there, jumping up right inside. Andrew Belismer did a nice job of submarining that play, and Etchell's got to his feet right away. The other linemen make their pile, but the linebacker then gives a chance to get by that block. He got to Etchell's feet before he got going.
So we want to thank our sponsors again, the U.S. Marines and also First Bank of Colorado. You're listening to Randy McCoy and David Haas on NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports.
So 3rd and 6 there. Complete blitz coming through the top. Actually, there's going to be an offsides play. I think they're going to get Fossil Ridge for being encroachment that time. Somebody about took off Velarde's head there on that inside trap, though. And if that's going to be a call,
it's illegal procedure.
Okay, it's a procedure call. So that movement we saw in the middle there was against Westminster, and it's going to make it a long 3rd and 11. Not really the offense known for taking those chunks, but we've seen Velarde make plenty of long runs tonight.
He has.
I don't know if you really need to change your offense to. I'd put it in his hands more than I'd want to take it downfield.
Maybe a student body right or something and get him out in that space over on the strong side.
Yeah, with his speed and acceleration, but right now he's not going to be out in that spot. So Alfred Ramos over here is the left wing, Velarde's right wing, Etchell's the fullback. Quick pass, though, look, slant play coming in. Throw the ball out, though. He tried to get it to Velarde on a little delayed outside.
He saw that space.
Well, he had him, too, out there, and Walkett's pass was just a little too high. And we talk about those early season jitters, because if he had hit him, I'm not sure who would have got him, because there was one blocker, and it would have been pretty tough to go. So back goes Andrew Sprayberry, return man for punts for Fossil Ridge. Number 10 is out there to be punting there. Jake Walklett, the QB, drops back. But the most interesting thing, this is only going to be the 2nd snap of the game for the long snapper for Westminster. And the first one took about 4 hops to get there and was barely punted away. This time, a much better snap taken by Walklett. They're on him, campaign, almost gets there. Low driving kick. Sprayberry's going to step up and take it. Nice job of controlling the ball and goes down about the 24-yard line. So a good job that time by everybody on there pressuring the punt, a low punt, but Sprayberry did a nice job. you don't let that ball bounce if you can help it. You don't let it take the chance and get a nose by you and all of a sudden goes down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that was a risky play, but I think that's a little bit more like what Westminster was trying to do as a punt unit. So 11:03 left in the fourth quarter now. Fossil Ridge has an opportunity here for a good drive to tie this ball game.
Snap back then, Salmon will pitch to the right. Ryan Jones got a lot of room to run out there. Nice block on the outside by Horner. Velarde, though, beats the block, comes up and upends Jones. So a short little gain, what looked like had a pretty good seal, but once again, Velarde makes his presence known on the play.
Well, he's just a football player, and
exactly.
Somebody's going to, he
somewhere
may be too small. He may be too small to play for a big college, but I'll tell you what, he's going to play somewhere, I'll guarantee you.
Yeah, any coach would want a kid like him on his team, and he'll find that right level, I'm sure. So after a gain of about 3 on the play and Jones's run, he's back to the fullback left side, pistol formation, Horner back deep, gets the fake ball, walk it down the middle, wide open, Aquit, good throw and catch, ball out to the 43-yard line that time. That time, Salmon, the quarterback for Fossil Ridge, used his time a little bit better, found his target, and delivered a strike.
Well, in every pass, Coach Vecchio has set it up to every pass is a 3-step drop, or it's not he's not back there long, so he's not at risk of getting sacked or anything. So,
well, like I said, the footwork that time, giving the fake the ball to Horner, and then Salmon just did a nice turn and found Aquit in the middle and delivered it right on time. So first down, Sabercats, the ball given right up the middle. A little bit of a drive, going to be a short game, though. Good extra effort by Horner. Again, going to carry the pile, and we're going to end up with about a short 3-yard gain, what looks like it was about nothing.
And the Fossil Ridge Sabercats running backs has got to hold on to the football.
Yeah, you really don't have time for mistakes. With 9:46 left here in the game, if you don't get a touchdown here and that PAT, you don't know if you get that ball back just with the way they chew up the clock. Both backs flanking again now. Jones and Horner back there. Quick give up the middle, read, run. Only going to be a short game, maybe even a bit of a loss that time. So they're really keying on Horner as the carrier. You could just tell that there was linebackers just drawing his number and going to him.
And I don't know if that looked too good to be true, but I'll tell you what, if Mitch would have kept the football on a bootleg, he'd still be running right now.
And it's one of those passes that you've got to start making. You got to let other people make plays. They're obviously doing a lot to key on Horner now, and they're going to make somebody else beat him. So trips to the left, one back, Horner to the right. Kravick down here at the bottom, quick pass, slant pass on the middle, though. Right there across the top, Finnegan gets the ball, makes a play down the middle. Ball gets inside the 35, and a great pass that time by Salmala.
That's the first catch for Captain Finnegan.
Proud father sitting right down in front of us, celebrating your son making a play on a Friday night under the lights. Another reason why football is the most exciting prep sport and draws the most interest. A quick give up there on the I formation to Horner. I saw that helmet go flying off. You can't tell from this distance whether it was a Westminster or Fossil helmet, but it went flying.
Somebody's
looking for a hat.
Both team colors are black and white.
Yeah, a little bit of dark green in there with Fossil, and you can't tell the difference from this angle, or actually from this distance, excuse me. So a nice play there, get the ball out. Second and about short 5 for the Sabercats. Going in, ball inside the 30-yard line, driving for that tying score. Ball given up the middle that time to Horner. Drives again, going to get about 3 of those 5 needed for that first down.
I'm impressed with Coach Vecchio's discipline to continue to run the ball. And last year there were times that there was a couple of games they just started off in the hurry-up offense at the very first quarter. So I'm impressed with the discipline to keep running the ball.
John LaForte in now at tight end. 2 tight ends in there in the game for the handoff to Horner. Breaks up the middle. Got the first down and more. Driving down inside the 20-yard line all the way down to the 17-yard line. First down, Sabercats. Great job again by the big guys up front for Fossil Ridge. Can't say enough about how well they're playing tonight. Very consistently opening holes up, and a lot of room for both Horner and Jones. So sticking with the 2 tight situation here, still a little bit of a concern. You're going to get that snap down because they're about to run out of time there. Quick give up the middle.
It's a big drive here.
Yeah, exactly. Started to see a little bit of fatigue, I think, setting in on that Westminster defense, too. There's been 2 or 3 players walk off with cramps, and they've been out there a while now, too. So that's kind of turned the tables where nice job by Fossil Ridge pounding the ball. A couple good pass plays, of course, but with Horner Jones running the ball and that offensive line wearing on him, I think got Westminster kind of back on their heels.
Well, I think I'd fake one way and have that quarterback run it.
You good call there, Randy. Look at the flats this time, though. Jones catches the ball in the flats, gets inside the 10-yard line. Nice little safe pitch and catch.
Lively Fossil Ridge crowd here tonight.
That's right, exactly. Well, and you saw that play coming earlier. They just didn't get it run, but Ryan Jones slips out of the backfield from that up fullback position off to the side of the quarterback. And that's linebackers, that's tough to pick up, so that's a great call by Coach Vecchio. And a nice pass that time by Salmela. He just puts it right on the money, and Jones turned it up for almost the first down. They're short, third and less than one. And that's 2-down territory right now. So it looks like a timeout on the field. I didn't see you called. Actually, we're going to call for a measurement.
And Fossil Ridge, a field goal won't really do them any good because they can't give the ball back to Westminster with those good running backs. And 7:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Westminster up by 7, 24-17. So Fossil Ridge needs a touchdown and an extra point. Be interesting to see if they did score. Would they go for 2 to
I doubt you play for the tie at home and go to overtime. This is the old axiom. As we talked with Coach Vecchio yesterday, he these kids have been working hard all summer long, just like the Westminster kids have, and they're looking for that first victory of the year. Both teams want that. That just puts that step back in it and makes that next practice a lot easier. It's okay to be sore when you've won a game, isn't it?
It is, and I will say, win or lose, I've been very impressed with the SaberCats. Just the difference that I've seen from last year to this year. They may have actually had more talent last year, but
I'd say athletically so, yeah, than what they're running. But I think Coach Vecchio and his staff, to their credit, they realize the type of kids they've had, and they've made a pretty good transition, and it shows so far. So big play, third and less than one on about the 8-yard line of the Wolves. And
you don't take any chances here, do you?
You don't know what Coach Vecchio is going to call here, but I wouldn't do anything but put it in Horner's hands. And a little late snap, gets in easily, got the first down, is going to go for the touchdown.
Touchdown!
There's nothing flashy about that play. They've probably run that about 70% of the time tonight. And here comes the all-important tying PAT. Freshman Cole Crossett out there, number 80. Salmo's going to put the ball down and wait the snap. I think the crowd will tell us if they got it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Snap is fumbled. Walked out there. Fire play is going to turn around, throw. Pass is broken up, so the snap was a little bit off. It dropped, and the PAT is no good. So with a total of 6:53 left in the game here, Fossil Ridge trails 24-23 after a great drive, but a little bit of a momentum breaker right at the end there. So with a 1-point deficit, the coach's thoughts are now, are we going to go for the onside kick or are we going to kick it deep? Now, conventional wisdom would say you'd go ahead and kick it deep and try to get them out of the game. Timeouts left for both teams are 3. No one's taken a timeout yet in the game, Randy, so they got a chance to stop the clock if they have to.
I'm just scared of number 28 because we both know
it
just takes one guy not bringing everything, and he's done. I mean, he takes it to the house, and then we're all – and they haven't missed a 2-point conversion.
No, they haven't. You're exactly right. He is a quick 6 kind of player. It can happen right away.
Especially if your head's down a little bit after.
Well, that's a great point. Right now, you got to bounce back. There, you can hear the air go out of the stadium as that happened, and we didn't get anything going there. So, and unfortunately, that kick is not going to make it to the end zone. Goes out of bounds, and the ball is going to be brought out well past what would generally be a normal return. So, it's going to be first down for the Westminster Wolves. Since the ball didn't make the end zone, it kind of turned over on Crane as a low driving kick, and the ball is going to be brought out to the 30-yard line.
So 2 mistakes.
And actually, I was incorrect. That is the 35. I wanted to say that right away, and I saw the line judge standing on the 30, and I thought, well, he's probably more correct than I, but it is right hash. Ball going to be put down on the 35-yard line. So that's 2 plays in a row. You get them out of the shadows where you might have had them penned up, and if you get a couple first downs, you're going to have a long field no matter what if you're the SaberCats. But they just need to get the ball back.
Yeah, they need a 3 and out.
Mm-hmm. Inside trap that time. Bellardi takes the ball, spins upside, gathered pretty well by the linebackers, makes about 4 or 5. A good first down play for Westminster, but more importantly, that gets that clock running. With the 6:40 left here in the fourth quarter at French Field, Poudre School District, I'm David Hawes along with Randy McCoy. We're bringing you NFHS Play on Sports, powered by Play on Sports tonight here. Inaugural game for the French Field this fall. Tomorrow night, stay tuned again to watch Columbine come up and take on Fort Collins. So 2nd and 5. Westminster comes out over the ball. Single wing to the left. Sweep to the left side time. Nice job penetration. Somebody from the backside came in and made a great play. That looks like number 61, big tackle. Tucker Williams comes in for the SaberCats and gets the play from behind and shows his athleticism there and makes that tackle for actually about a 4-yard loss. So brings up about 3rd and 9. So good job by Tucker Williams. That when they run that sweep, they leave that backside end alone, and he read it well and accelerated, made a big play. So that's what the SaberCat defense needs. Now they need to stop here on 3rd and long. Fake that time, roll out by Walker, passes downfield over and well over the top of the head. So nice job by Andrew Sprayberry there, reading that, didn't get fooled at all in the bootleg, and stayed out there in coverage and forced the high pass from Walklett. So the 3 and out that you talked about, Randy, just happened.
Well, and the main difference in these two teams offensively is Westminster is not very imaginative in their passing game, and Fossil Ridge is.
Yes, they haven't been successful when they have made those attempts. So Sprayberry back on about his own 34-yard line. Walklett back to take the snap and deliver that punt. Short punt again, grabbed by Walklett. Kick's going to be low and driving. It's going to be get away from it call if you're a SaberCat. Does a little bit of a roll, but not too much.
Number 7, Westminster.
Yeah,
down.
I think there's definitely a cramp situation there. You can see him fall down as he's trying to turn around and spy that ball. Actually, a nice job by Walklett getting that punt off with another punt snap that was slow to get to him. Either way, the ball's dead on the 31-yard line, so 69 yards to a victory, or at least probably 49 yards where you've got a field goal attempt possible for the SaberCats.
By a
for the
freshman
win.
kicker.
Mm-hmm.
So we would say they would try something with him from 40.
You know, Cole's got plenty of strength in his leg. It's just one of those deals where you feel it tonight, Coach. How have I hit him? His PATs have both been pretty good. The first one we saw, was kind of blocked,
right?
And wasn't had a lot of rotation on it. But the second time he drove it through well, and then the last time it was just a snap. He had no chance on that one. So
it looks like they would need to get the ball to 20.
You'd
probably
about want to be just to be comfortable,
just
keep
to
it
have
at
a
40
chance,
yards.
really.
He made 30 plus yarders in 8th grade, which is hard to say about an 8th grade kicker. He was a phenomenal 8th grade kicker. And he's replacing a senior kicker, Colin Beard, last year, the SaberCats had, who was a very successful kicker.
Ended
so either
the season
way, though,
with a knee injury last year, too, remember?
Yeah, exactly right. When we talk about those knees. So back under center now, in the pistol with Jones's left, Horner behind him. Samala is going to be taking the snap. Give straight up the middle of Horner. Stood up, though, for about maybe a yard or two. Nice job by the middle. If you're the SaberCats, what you'd like to do is score as time ran out.
So there is such a thing as scoring too quick here.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You don't want to ever give any other team a chance, no matter what level you play at. And under the Knights on Friday night, it's such a great time to be a high school football player. And you want to be in games that matter. Right now, both these teams are out here in a game that matters. There's a 1-score difference here. Little rollout time. Ball taken deep now. Craven looking downfield, a little jostling back and forth. And the ball was tipped and dropped on the ground. That's a pretty good call. I can see it bounce up here. I think the faithful on this side would like to see that.
Yeah.
And Nick did a nice job, but the field judge had a good view of it. And almost actually the ball was just about caught by the cornerback. So a long play right away. Tried to get there. Good job of underneath coverage that time by the defensive back, and that was David Thompson, number 22 for the Wolves. A good throw down there. Good route by Nick Kravick. Just didn't get across there.
And now that leaves you 3rd and 7 here.
That's the other part of that there. He kind of went for it all. So are you going to be in 4-down territory, or would you punt it away if you don't get the first down? Trips to the right, looking back in the center screen, kind of lobbed up in the air. Nice job by Kravick, but that ball took too long to go, and they smelled that out, didn't they?
They did. And
so brings up 4th and about 5. we can't tell if it's a punt formation, but it does look like they're going for it. I see a play being called from the sideline, and Samuel is not moving up, but now as soon as I say that, here comes a change of personnel. I see Campaign, Sprayberry, others coming out there in their punt formation. So 4th and 5 with 4:12 left in the game. You know, your defense just got a 3 and out. You got to count on them to do it again. It looks like it's going to be the call by the coaching staff and Coach Vecchio. And he was turning around to throw the ball, wasn't he, Randy?
He was, and
so a timeout called on the field.
that's unfortunate for Fossil Ridge that they kind of showed their hand there with the.
Yeah. Well, that's a good timeout taken that time. But and I didn't see the referee give the signal to who took it, so I'm assuming he was facing that way, and he went ahead and signaled Westminster. And let's look at the scoreboard. Who got one taken? I see the scoreboard hasn't been updated, so I can't help you there either. So if you're watching from home, you got a great game here tonight. No reason to tune this out. It's 24-23 in favor of the visiting Westminster Wolves over the home SaberCats of Fossil Ridge. Thanks again for our sponsors, First Bank and the U.S. Marines. Showing that resolve tonight. Both teams are showing resolve like Marines, aren't they, Randy?
They are. Really, for the most part, it's been a well-played game. Fossil Ridge with the 2 fumbles to start the second half really should be ahead in this game.
That's
but I mean they've heard that one before.
Yep. So nobody even back to return the punt this time. They're not even going to bother to try to return the punt. They're all coverage here. 4th and 5. Basic defensive set. Extra defensive backs in. 4 men rushing. And you're going to get a snap. I don't know who they're going to call on, but I think it's going to be called on the SaberCats. Because they a little move back there, and they're going to step it back. Yeah, they are. Who saw what first? Had a few conferences tonight. That's one thing you got to remember, Randy. Even though it's the first game for all these kids tonight, it's also the first game out for the officials. They've done some scrimmages, but that's the first time they've done it. Wow, that's a big call right there. And it's going to be a first down. Coach Dennison over there for the Westminster Wolves is just about to leave the field because he's apoplectic.
That's not a first down, is it?
They just signaled first down. They went in and signaled first down. He turned around and gave the
signal.
Wow,
they're moving the chains.
Yep.
It's good to live in Fort Collins, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want to call it home cooking, call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. It's still first down for the SaberCats, so a chance to extend this drive and get that victory. Trailing by 1 point with 4:05 left here in the 4th quarter.
Somebody saw something. The right guard moved, but somebody must have made him move. So.
Yeah, because the umpire threw the flag too. But a quick give up there. Horner breaks the outside, breaking a couple tackles there, but look who's at the bottom around his ankles.
Yep.
Ryan Bellardi. I think Bellardi and Horner have hit each other probably as much as any two people could in a football game.
Yeah, they've got to give each other a handshake at the end because it's really been about those two guys tonight.
Exactly right. And Bellardi's playing both sides of the ball, and well.
And I would imagine Jake Horner could.
Another give right back up the middle, wearing people down there, but you get a lot of people around the ball, so I think you're going to have to see something else to go besides Horner. There's 7 people coming straight forward, and they're all looking at 25.
3:25 left in the 4th quarter. SaberCats down by 1. Becoming a little predictable in their offense now.
And it's been working.
It's third and 6. Now they have to pass.
Etchel's the 32. He's going to go down and take. That's a smart football player there. 32. Etchel's the big linebackers had such a great game, both at fullback and linebacker for Westminster, trying to get out the field, and then smartly just went down. You can tell it's a cramp. And a hot August night, a lot of these kids out here giving their all, and a kid like Etchel's, he's going both ways. Now there's a little difference there. He's hurrying off the field. If I'm that coach, I want him to stay down. You stay down there, wait as long as you can. I'd like to you got to wait one play. I want you to be ready to come back that next play, and that's a bit of a difference there. He's a key player on both sides of the ball for them, as is Bellardi. So 3rd and about a long 5, maybe short 6 for the SaberCats. It's 4-down territory, so I don't think we're going to see any more punts or any fake punts with 3 minutes left in the game. Do you?
No,
So big play right now for Fossil Ridge. Ball just across their own 45-yard line, going to midfield. Single back next to him. Samuel looks better there, lobs the ball downfield. Nobody on Finnegan at all. Complete blown coverage that time. And a nice job by Salmo looking over and noticing nobody's on him.
Well, they're putting all their attention on the other guys, and obviously
there was a blown coverage there. There was nobody out there. He was standing by himself, coming off the line of scrimmage, and the defense was not ready. So quick snap, I think, is going to go back this time, though. Fossil's going to give 5 yards back. Yeah, there's a procedure call. Tried to snap it too quick. They didn't have the receiver set on the far side. They're going to give up 5 yards. I mean, that's bad enough, but at least it does stop the clock. So with 2:57 left, trailing by 1, they'll have a chance to call the play, and they'll set it. They won't start the wind until they're at the line of scrimmage.
So Fossil Ridge needs to get about 25 yards to have a decent shot at a field goal.
Yeah, you'd think so. I think they'd like to, put the exclamation on it, get it into the end zone. But right now the ball moved back. It's first and about 14 from the spot foul it was. Ball on the 48-yard line. Give that time back up to Horner up the middle. And nice job by number 90 that time, defensive lineman down Fernie Hernandez. I should have called his name more tonight because he's had an active game there in the middle. And that's where this game's been played if you're the Fossil Ridge offense. But big number 90, Fernie Hernandez, making the play, stopping just for a short gain. So 2nd and 12 now for the SaberCats. Trips to the left. Kravik alone down here on the right side. Shotgun snap, quick pass out the flat that time. That just gave a little bit of a pause. Everybody's wondering if that ball was going to be corralled. It had to be delivered right away. That was number 85 out there for Fossil Ridge trying to pull that ball in. And he just turned and saw it. Just wasn't quite the timing that you would have later in the year. But as a decent pitch and catch. But that was Colin Aquid again, the tight end, who's had a good game tonight. So single back is Horner.
This is kind of your ball game in a sense right here.
Yeah, I think so. You got 2 plays to get 12 yards. There's going to be a blitz up the middle. Samla gets away, though stumbles and tries to get outside. He's going to be tackled for a loss of about 2 yards, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 14. He had the right idea to run. There's that difference in when you make that play and when you take it up and put it downfield. I think he tried to go laterally, Randy, to try to find a receiver, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And is Fossil Ridge going to call a timeout here?
I got to try to hurry up and get a snap off.
It's 4th and 13.
I think they knew the play they wanted to run anyway. So everybody's calling from the sideline now. Okay, we're still looking there. Snaps me back there, single back. This is the game for Fossil Ridge. Ball taken downfield deep, running along all by himself. No one's there. Ball's incomplete.
And there you go. There's the head to head.
Yep, even though he didn't leave the field, and that's going to be an automatic first down. The ball wasn't caught, but the receiver is extended and defenseless. And it's an accurate call. That was number 4 going downfield. It really wasn't close to being a completion. Travis Ripplinger, that wasn't Travis Ripplinger. That was I'm trying to get all this at one time here. It was a good effort there put out by Brady Menifee. And he made a good shot for the ball, but the defensive back just waited for him and hit him anyway. Didn't need to.
Didn't even need to.
And the rules are there. That's targeting, and that's whether you leave your feet or not. But if you're hitting an exposed player, a defenseless player, as that was, big life, brand new life, and first down.
And that was an easy call, really.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the NFL, I think they would have probably even said something about that.
Now, Fossil Ridge is going clear down to where they think the play is at. It's not going to be a first down in the spot foul. It's going to be 15 yards from the line where it's called, which looks to be still
at the 32.
Yeah, that's going to get him the first down there. It sure looks like it's underneath there. I don't know what the conference is again. I mean, the play wasn't over. There wasn't a whistle. Yeah, that was what we talked about earlier, that mental lapse. He didn't really tag him. I mean, he could have hit him a lot harder. He just finished up in front of him and didn't leave his feet, but you still can't do that. And that's going to be a hard thing for every defensive back and linebacker to learn, because you get somebody extended, you want to take a shot.
Well, and you did again. The ball wasn't even close, so he didn't even need to hit him anyway.
Yeah, completely unnecessary.
He could have easily hit him with his hands.
And that's as good as a turnover right there. That's the ball was over and downs. You're down to under 2 minutes. That's the first down, which Westminster has been running the ball so well. You can about call that the ball game. But either way, that gift puts Fossil Ridge down on the 32-yard line. And
2 really big calls.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Going Fossil Ridge's way.
Yeah, for 20 yards on this drive. Most of this drive's been taken care of by 2 penalties. Timeout by Westminster. Probably a pretty good timeout by Coach Dennison over there. It's like, okay, that just happened. What are we going to do? Let's settle down a little bit. We still got to make them. They got to go further enough to get that thing in the end zone or take that field goal. We got to stop them here.
Well, and again, I think that was a legitimate call. I was sitting here just waiting for the flag because, again, we've grown to see that on Sunday now. We've grown, we watch that play all the time now.
And it's such a hard thing for a kid to do. He was in position. He didn't have to run anywhere. I mean, if he ran to him, but you can't do that to an unprotected player, and that's going to take a couple years of coaching, and just seeing that type of situation, staying away from it.
Foster Ridge cheerleaders are
keeping the crowd going. Nice job by the Foster Ridge fans tonight, too. So ball game on the line here. 1st and 10, 32-yard line. Life again for the SaberCats. Single back, tight end right. Kravick down here, wide split. You got to look to see him one-on-one over here. Will they try for the home run on the very first play? Option to the right. Samla keeps up the middle, goes down after about a 4-yard gain.
Looks to me like he's trying to put the ball in the middle of the field.
Well, yeah, you want to run to the right. I mean, they were on the left hash, so they're going to have to go there, although they got a chance to run it 2 or 3 more times. There's only one timeout left for Westminster. Unless they have some reason to stop it. I don't think they would if I was them. Plenty of timeouts left, 3 left for the SaberCats to stop it for a field goal attempt. Corner right back up the middle, breaks it through. Caught there about just short of about a 4-yard gain. Once again, though, right between the hash mark.
Right now it'd be a 42-yard attempt. Obviously, you'd like to get 10 more yards.
Well, they'd really like to get a first down. Then you'd have a chance to call. 49 seconds left here in the game. 3 backs surrounding now Salmela. Corner behind him in the pistol. Straight handoff give. Ball's on the ground. They can't find it. Still out in the middle. Covered by Westminster. I don't think it right through the hands of Horner. I don't think he totally expected to get the ball. That ball dropped like it was never held in his hands, didn't it?
And you know what? Right before that play, the quarterback turned around to the coach and put both hands out like he didn't know what he was running.
Yeah, I don't think they're on the same page there. So, big turn of events twice here. Actually 3 times, 2 first downs by penalties. Jake Horner's going to walk off for his last play of the game, most likely feeling like something went wrong. And after just a great effort tonight, that's going to be a bitter pill if they don't get the ball back and score.
Well, really, there was 2. The quarterback fumbled it, and Horner had it where he could have picked it up, but he just whiffed it.
Well, that's the thing. The defense doesn't know where knows the ball at. The running back, and usually the quarterback is the only first person to ever see the ball on the ground. And he didn't have a chance to make it over there in time to make the play. Ball bounces out, and that's one of the you'll never see a football do the same thing twice in a row. And that sends them towards the exits here, unfortunately. So, here in the 4th quarter, Poudre School District, 34 seconds left, 24-23. Westminster leads. Westminster takes their last time out. If you're Fossil Ridge, you know that they got to run 3 plays. You've got 3 timeouts left. You could force them. If you stop the ball twice here, this is not mathematically over, Randy.
No, it's not. But here's what you really have to watch if they do hand the ball off is Mr. 28 and Fossil not paying attention and a little 72-yard jaunt here. So 34 seconds left. Westminster up 24-23. Fossil Ridge with their 3rd fumble comes at a heartbreaking time.
Give this time to Etchels. Breaks off the right side. Goes down on the ground. Quick timeout taken by Fossil Ridge. Stops the clock. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. 29 seconds. So, you got time to stop them 2 more times and get a punt. Or get a botched punt and you pick it up and run it in, Randy. That's 2 of the last 3 snaps to the punter haven't made it there. So if you're Fossil Ridge, you got to take every chance you get. You don't quit.
No, you don't. Sports is crazy. Mm-hmm. It's just at 1 point because you do have that option of a field goal.
Yeah, and they're nursing that ball right down there for it, and all of a sudden we talked about that mental preparedness, and I think you're right there, the quarterback and running back, I don't think we're on the same page, and it just got away.
Yeah, Mitch turned around right before that play and put his hands out like he really wasn't sure what was going on, and probably an experienced quarterback would have called a timeout there and made sure.
Fullback again, get the ball left side. Etchels breaks it up the middle, going to get the first down. That'll be the game. That's going to be the ball game there. It doesn't matter how many. They've got 4 downs to snap it, and Fossil Ridge can't do anything about it. They're going to call the timeout just in case you get a fumble. Obviously, it happens. We just saw it. But mathematically, that's going to be pretty tough now. They won't be able to stop the clock enough.
So Fossil Ridge really outplayed Westminster in almost every facet. You've got 3 fumbles in the second half.
Yeah, let's look at both sides of the ball. Fossil Ridge's defense, they've got to be pretty happy how they played. They stopped a very potent offense that took off early on them, and after they settled down, got used to seeing that type of offense, which you won't see very often in high school. Maybe about 1 out of 4 or 5 teams will run the wing, and with the patience of where they run that so well. Etchels has been just a beast up the middle. He's their version of Horner, and then Bilardi's been that difference. But the second half, they've had the ball away from them for the most part, stopped them, forced a couple of punts. Fossils moved the ball, but they've been they've gotten breaks, but they've been their own worst enemy, unfortunately. Knee taking that time, pretty much the victory formation for Westminster, and another timeout taken by Fossil Ridge. That's going to be there. Down to 1 now. So 18 seconds left here in the game. We'll get one more snap. But a great football game tonight. A lot of kids flying around, really competing well on a hot August night here at French Field of Poudre School District. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, First Bank and the U.S. Marine Corps. Quickly saying that NFHS Network, powered by Play On Sports, is going to be our ticket this year and yours to watch Poudre School District football. So hope you tune in tomorrow night. Fort Collins is going to be here hosting the perennial power from Columbine.
If you go to nfhsnetwork.com and then just type in the school that you want to watch, you will find. So tomorrow night you just go into nfhsnetwork.com and then type in Fort Collins High School, and the game will show up right there. So
that's about as tough a one as you're going to want to take if you're a Fossil Ridge fan and a player, because those kids competed their hearts out tonight. The game was theirs and had a few things happen, but they can't have their, don't hold your head down if you're a Fossil Ridge football player. You competed well. You don't always get every break, but they showed themselves. I think, as you said, the character of the team, so much different from last year, the resolve and the way they kept playing and keep coming back tonight. And, I mean, physically they took care of the game. They just had the mistakes, or more mistakes.
Yeah, and you talk about the 3 fumbles. It's like that's all in the second half. So anyway, I don't know anything else to say. Heartbreaking loss, really, for Fossil Ridge. And I'm excited about the team. I'm excited about the team, though, because much more balanced, had a good offense. Defense much improved from last year, so it'll be an exciting year, especially when we get some of these city games. And
they've got basically an extension of a city game next week, because Fossil Ridge is going to be right back here next Thursday night hosting Windsor.
That's right.
A power in 4A who they lost to last year at Windsor, so there's going to be revenge on their minds. Give them a chance to come back and play a more complete game and get a win.
Very close. So for David Haas, I'm Randy McCoy. The final score, Westminster 24 and Fossil Ridge 23. We'll see you tomorrow night at the same place.